Fantastic Four, the trailer came out. Now the question is, will this movie hit $1 billion? We ask that question all of the time when it comes to these big movies. And is it going to be something that Marvel can indeed do once again? I mean, obviously they just did it with Deadpool and Wolverine, but can they do it with one of their movies outside, especially a movie, Fantastic Four franchise that hasn't been very successful in a long time, finally comes back to Marvel? Can they do it? There's been tons of X-Men rumors. Every day there's a new X-Men rumor. There's a new who's going to be cast, when it's going to come out, all of that. There's so much. But the biggest story of the day, Big Balls has been copyright infringed. That's right. Now it's trending on Twitter because of government stuff. Big Balls? Hell no. We know where Big Balls originated, and it's right here. So people are going to come in and think that we took it? Hell no. And yes, Big Balls will address the controversy on today's show. So, without any further ado, not to do, even though we have a lot to do. So don't step in poo-doo, because you do what you do best. That's right. All right. Let's get into this shit. This is the show that we do here. It's called the Capes and Cows. Here it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Capes and Cows show. Winston A. Marshall is here. There he is. Coy Jandro right there. Boys are back in town. You hear about this gimmick infringement stuff? Oh, wait. Sorry, Coy. Coy's about
the
to
journey
answer.
From Big Balls to Dr. Seuss was that was a personal favorite intro. The ride we all just went on.
But did you guys see that Big Balls is trending?
Yeah, dude. That's you know why there was some dude that was what he named himself.
Yeah, I know. But I wonder if he watches the show.
I didn't even think about that. Honestly, my brain didn't even go there. I was just like, oh yeah, no, that's.
Hey man, listen. When you a player, they try to steal your shit. And look at me, I'm just chilling. That's what I do, Coy. I know you don't like the politics and whatnot, but come on, they're ripping your boy off here. What are they doing over there? I say, you know what I know is? I know what it is. I mentioned one time that I was going to fly on out to SpaceX, and I was going to fly to the moon, because once I load my nuts, I can fly like a mother. And I think somebody saw it and stole my shit. Not the first time it happened. I mean, look at there's lots of people out there. Whether it's Conor McGregor. Oh, you don't want to be compared to him anymore, right, Coy? I'm sorry. I won't make comparisons people don't like. Right, Rasheed Wallace?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why not?
You look like Alvin's micro penis cousin. Be quiet.
All right. Touche.
Copyright.
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 You got copyrighted.
Hey, man, maybe throw him with the copyright lawsuit on Big Balls, bro. Then we can take this whole production to a whole new level.
I know. Hilarious. That I just want is
fly in, fly out for episodes, be in person again.
Yes. All of our people who watch this, please, on Twitter, hashtag Big Balls with a picture of Big Balls. Say this is the real true Big Balls. We got stolen. Anyway, that's hilarious. Can Christian trademark Big Balls? Aisha asked. I really wish that was true. Bless you. Okay. So we're gonna get into the Fantastic Four thing, because we'll talk about the trailer, we'll talk about the big story, whether or not do it. But do you guys know what you're working against here today?
I do not.
What are we at?
It's something absurd.
Yeah, it's Roxy last week, Roxy again this week. You want to take a guess on how many she got this week, guys?
200.
Coy,
168.
The answer is 242.
You're fucking kidding.
No, 242. Roca had 193 on Monday. Roxy had
Poor Roca.
Roxy had 242 and annihilated the record set by Roca and Steph. So and I told them, and yesterday they had 130. I can tell you that one of the main reasons why is that Derek Johnson has returned.
Okay.
That's one of the main reasons why. But it was Derek Johnson and Crystal who brought Roxy to that number. But yesterday 242. So if anybody can do it, it's you guys. And we've already got 34 so far before we got into it.
I believe in y'all. Holy God, that is a mountain to climb, but let's do it, man.
Yeah. So
my heart just goes out to Roca, who almost cleared 2 bills and still
Roca thought he had it. Roca thought he had it with he's like, no one's gonna touch this. And Roxy on the next day did it.
Does he know?
Not yet. I'm gonna reveal it in the text.
He's gonna be so pissed.
He's not gonna believe
I hope
it.
his gift fingers are ready. I hope his thumbs are stretched. He's gonna be in there today.
We're gonna see. Okay, we have a lot to talk about because the trailer for Fantastic Four dropped on Tuesday, I think, something like that, Tuesday or Monday, I can't remember. Either way, now this isn't necessarily the story we're going to talk about. I just want to get a picture of it. Plus, I can't even see anything on it. But the Fantastic Four, the trailer dropped, and the hype is real for this movie in general, right? People really want to see this movie. People are excited about it. It's the first time Fantastic Four are coming back. Or coming to the MCU rather. I guess first things we'll talk about before we get into the $1 billion question, I guess, is Winston, what were your thoughts on the trailer, man?
I really enjoyed the trailer. I was trying to take in as much as I could. I won't lie, for like a split second, I was like, why is Galactus barely bigger than the Statue of Liberty? But that's the whole thing. He can manipulate his size, so it is what it is. But I honestly thought it was good. I'm excited to see what happens. I love the fact that there's been a meme going around of, man, that Fantastic Four trailer is really fire, and then it's the same scene of him trying the sauce, but then they overlaid the sound from the bear of him arguing with the cousin arguing with the bear. So like that had me dying laughing. But yeah, overall, I get it feels like they've nailed the vibe of the 4 characters pretty decently well. They've just brought their own like kind of flair to it. The only person I didn't get to see like full out was Reed, essentially, and especially that kind of like I'm the smartest man in the universe arrogance. That is the one element I really want to see happen. But I know Pedro can do it, not to call him arrogant or nothing, but like seeing what he did with Game of Thrones, and like seeing what he did with Maxwell Lord, like he definitely can pull it off. I'm not worried about it. I just want to see it.
Yeah, Coy, I saw, I was watching the stream that you guys did on Real Rejects, and when you were talking about it, and it seemed like, I feel like you and I are on the same page with this trailer, where it's like there's a lot of really good things, but still have a lot of questions. The question I had for you was that, because I saw you talking about Joseph Quinn saying to you, you didn't get the Johnny kind of feel off him yet, right? Did you not watch Stranger Things?
Oh, I love Stranger Things, but
really?
in Stranger Things, he's a very soft underneath that externalizes through aggression in a not like hothead way. It's more in like a self-deprecating, I'm finding my way as an artist way. And the movie star energy is what I feel like isn't prevalent, not because of Joseph Quinn, but because of the portrayal choice. Like, to me, every shot in that trailer is just the wonderful actor that Joseph Quinn is. Like, he's very good. Like, there's a reason he's immediately a movie star. He's so good in A Quiet Place. He was so good in Gladiator. But all those performances are showing like the heart and the woundedness. I don't see Johnny Storm exposing his woundedness at all times, and that's all we've kind of seen. Like, we haven't seen the braggadocio. We haven't seen... Now, granted, this is only a minute and a half trailer. I just wouldn't have put the open heart wound of Johnny as the first step forward in a teaser. That's all I was speaking to, is like, I think of Johnny Storm as Zac Efron, not as a poet.
Yeah, see, I didn't get the poet feel of it. I understand that if that's what you got from that trailer, why you'd feel that way. With him sitting on the bed where he's like, Johnny's just Johnny. He's got the thing on his head and he looks like, and then the way he flies out there, I just feel like this guy's I feel like he's gonna steal the movie. And I said that
I got the same vibe that you were about the same thing. Johnny's Johnny, and then I immediately was like, oh, there it is. Like I already see the like I'm a hothead and I'm causing trouble and I'm like whatever. Like I caught it in just that little glimpse. Now, mind you, I've seen the trailer 3 times. I'm sure Coy has studied it up and down like a damn playbook. But I genuinely have a good feel right now. I think I was honestly confused that I don't know if y'all have seen the discourse online. There's people that don't like the look of the thing.
So it's not that I didn't like it. I'll tell you, the look itself is about as comic accurate than that you've gotten so far. I didn't like the first look of him when he was doing that bear scene because it seemed like I was watching a really good Pixar movie. It felt like a scene out of an animated film. It didn't feel like. And oh shoot, there was somebody who brought what's his face? Korg in Thor. Like that seems like a rock monster walking around with humans. It didn't seem like an animated thing to me. It felt like that was a rock monster or whatever the hell, rock creature. That opening scene to me seemed like something plucked out of an animated movie, a well done animated movie, but it seemed like an animated movie. It's not done yet. The effects aren't done yet. I also thought that it looked pretty good when he was looking into the TVs and he was like kind of moping around. That looked really good. I just didn't like that initial one where I said, "Oh, it looks good," but it doesn't look real. It looks animated. I think that was my feeling to it. I don't know if other people feel the same way or just think it looks bad in general. I don't think it looks bad. I just think it looked animated.
Fair.
I've also heard some discourse about the voice and that it needs to be more gruff, but I kind of love the idea that the thing is soft on the inside, hard on the outside. Like that's kind of his whole arc. So I personally like Eben's choice to more naturalized be Ben Grimm. Like I think putting on an affectation or trying to do too much would make it not feel like the character. To me, the whole thing vibe is accurate, but I do think the CGI, 5 months out isn't. I agree. It didn't feel like it had the weight of lived in like we got with Korg. And I think we'll get there, but I definitely was aware I was watching a teaser that I had hopes would feel a little bit more punched up in 5 months. I'm
going to do the same thing that I did for when someone did this for Roxy. Someone said, "Is that Coy from the Real Rejects?" No. When you go to the Real Rejects, that's Coy from Capes and Cows. He's been on this show for 2 years. So he's this show first. He was the first on the Schmodown. Where'd you meet Greg, by the way? What?
Schmodown.
Thanks. All right. So,
if that ain't a clip out, I don't know what is.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Anyway, so the next question that goes into this, though, is the amount of success that this movie will have, because people are still pretty hyped for it. I'm going, and Coy, I believe that Coy would say Superman, even if he wasn't on the DC show. But you got one theater you're walking into. You got Superman right there. You got Fantastic Four. Winston, you're not a Superman or a Fantastic Four guy. So what theater are you going into? Really?
Superman.
The
only reason why I took like a half second to like think about it is I'm actually, after seeing that teaser, like somewhat excited for the Fantastic Four for the first time. But at the same time, I think if I just really took a step back, I like the idea of something new. I like the idea of potentially seeing a Superman that I like a little bit more than a Fantastic Four that I like. And on top of the fact that this is the only outing we're really getting, I believe, this year of the DCU, whereas we'll have a few outings in the MCU via TV and movies.
Well, you're still getting Peacemaker also with DC.
In the fall.
Was that in the fall this year? Okay. Yeah. I mean, then Peacemaker. Then I skip both movies and I watch Peacemaker.
Yeah. Well, I would go Superman also. And Coy, are you on the same page with that too?
I will say that I liked the FF trailer more than I expected, and I'm still Superman because I all the things Winston said, plus just my love of the character, has never felt like, I don't know, there feels like something special. This does feel like the year of Superman. And I know everything I say is going to have a little asterisk for some viewers, but I genuinely feel like this is a bigger like zeitgeist shift moment. Like it feels like an event. Superman feels like an experience, an event, a conversation, something like, oh, what was it like the first time you saw Superman? I'm very excited for Fantastic Four. They are characters I love, but I'm very aware that half of the discourse with Fantastic Four is going to be the conversation about Doom and the next thing and the next thing. I'm really excited for a conversation to be about one movie. I'm really excited to have a 2-hour experience be about those 2 hours. There will be talks about the DCU that comes from it, but I don't feel like that's going to overshadow the actual movie in the same way that I'm kind of tired of Marvel always feeling like we have to talk about the post-credit scene before we talk about the 2 hours that led to the post-credit scene. There's an important element of filmmaking that I feel like when you make something serialized, as important as that is, as much as I love comic books that are serialized, when I finish a comic, I'm aware of my excitement for the next issue, but I'm appreciating that issue. And I think, and I hope with Superman, we get back to the feeling of, oh, that experience was wonderful, not, oh, I need to wait 3 months for the next experience.
Yeah. And I think that what we were discussing on the show with Steph and Mike yesterday was that you forget, because of the way that the pandemic just kind of shifted everything, is that when the summer movie season was popping, like when it was really popping, you would get 1 to 2 movies a week that were competing against each other. Big blockbuster movies from studios that would have to get that weekend and then have a nice trail off. So people are like, oh, it's too close. Superman and Fantastic Four too close. They're 2 weeks apart. In 2, 3, or 5 years ago, that was nothing. That was great to have 2 weeks apart. And then you're going to have a week apart though between Jurassic World and Superman. That's a bigger question for Superman, because Jurassic World, even though that trailer to me looked the same shit we've seen a million times over, except this time just have better actors in it. They do $1 billion. Even the really bad ones, they do $1 billion. People love watching dinosaurs running around the joint and eating stupid people, and that it's almost like, yeah, why wouldn't you keep making these movies until they fail? And so I wonder if it's going to tie into it at all. It probably won't, but that movie has a shot. Out of the 3 of the movies, the question is, if I'm going to Vegas and they're going, okay, you can only bet on 3 movies, on 1 movie out of the 3, Jurassic World, Dominion, Superman, or Fantastic Four, I'm putting the bank on Jurassic World. Because of past experiences, because of what it does internationally, I would go Jurassic World. Now, if I get those out of the way, I then say between Superman and Fantastic Four, which has the better shot. 6 years ago, I say Fantastic Four. Today, I say Superman.
That's so interesting. And I totally understand what you're saying, Jurassic World over Superman. But I think based off of everything that you both teed up, I think Superman is such an event thing happening. And both in the brand of the character, what it means for the studio, like this idea that you might be getting, a little bit of a soft reset for the superhero genre. Like we don't know for a fact until we see it, but like all of that collectively, I kind of got to give a 1A, 1B Superman over Jurassic World, to be honest with you, especially knowing that even though the last Jurassic World films did bank, they were not good. So I don't know. I feel like there might be just a baby bit of an edge here for Superman, but not by much. I feel like Superman pulls like 1.2 and Jurassic World is like 1.1.
What do you think, Corey? Out of these, first of all, does Jurassic World make $1 billion? Does Superman make $1 billion? And does Fantastic Four? Did all 3 of them? Do we get a hat trick?
Can you imagine a $3 billion July? I mean, I would love that.
That'd be nuts.
I think the theaters could use it. I think the overall moviegoer energy could use a mega, like that. What a shot in the arm that would be. I think that I haven't seen the numbers in the Jurassic trailer, but I do think the numbers on the Superman trailer being 240 and the numbers on Fantastic Four being 202 million, biggest trailers of all time for their respective studios. I think it's like the number 5 biggest Marvel trailer, the number 1 biggest DC trailer. Like these are monumental accomplishments. I do think there is a correlation between interest and then interest to buying a ticket. Like it's not linear, but I do think that's going to translate. So I don't know what Jurassic numbers are, but I also think there's like Murphy's Law is like whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I do think there's also an element of like whatever is the stupidest thing will do best, and Jurassic looks pretty lean on intelligence. So like I think as we get dumber politically and societally, like we want to feed the masses dumb, and I think that'll help. Like Jurassic's a big fun dumb thing, and I think that'll help it make money.
I mean, Coy, just looking at it off rip, I know that 1 billion people are allowed to put up the trailer. but the official Universal page only has 16 million views. The Jurassic World page only has 2.4, so they call that 18.4. And then I saw what is that? Universal UK hasn't even broken 1 million. So
wow,
it's not comparing.
It doesn't also. I'm telling you, I don't think it has. I don't think it has much to do with anything when the movie comes out.
Have you, Christian? You're in the greater movie space a little bit more than I am. Is it the biggest conversation? Like, what's the Jurassic conversation been like comparatively?
Not the best. But it's one of those things that I find with this movie, with this franchise in general, because I don't remember the last one when we were talking about how big the conversation was on that piece, and we thought it was going to be. We
were
thought
shocked, man.
We thought that movie was going to make maybe 500 million, and it crossed $1 billion.
It was the I think other than the
maybe so, because it brought back the whole crew.
Brought back the whole crew.
Yeah, for sure. And
but there's nostalgia for Superman and Fantastic Four too. Totally. Like, this is a very nostalgic July.
It is, and I just there's something about and the difference that both Superman and Fantastic Four having against each other is that they're both superhero movies, right? The benefit that Jurassic World Dominion has is that it's not. And it's something else. If you don't want to see a superhero movie and you want to go and you want to watch a big summer movie and shove popcorn in your face and you're over the superhero thing, you can, there's a new dinosaur movie. Let's go watch that. So I do think, here's what I think. And if I'm going to predict it, I'm going to say Jurassic World Dominion crosses $1 billion with
Rebirth.
Dominion
was the old one. Yeah.
Is that what I've been saying? Dominion?
Yeah.
Rebirth. Who cares? So if I'm going to say 1.1 for that movie, I'm going to say Superman makes about 850, and I'm going to say that Fantastic Four does about 7 to 750.
I'm really close. I'm going to say 1.1 on the high side, like 1.1 approaching 1.2 for Jurassic. Because at the end of the day, like I made that statement about Tom. I'm excited for it too. I just don't think it'll be the best movie. Like the trailer it didn't make me go, oh good. It made me go, I'm gonna watch dinosaurs. Like I'm part of it. I don't want to feel holier than thou here. I'm excited for it. 1.1
bitch.
And then I'm gonna say Superman around 9, like worldwide. I think it's gonna get right up to $1 billion. And I want to say 7 to 750 with Fantastic Four, because I'm afraid of Captain America 4 kind of slowing Fantastic Four down, to be honest.
I'll stick with what I said. 1.2 for Superman, 1.1 for Jurassic, and I think Fantastic. I think you're right. I think it sits at about. I'll go 775.
Well, this time I'm not in it. Yes. All right. So we're gonna get to those movies really soon. They're right around the corner. Captain America is coming out real soon. Now I know that you guys, we were texting about it. Did you watch those clips yet? Or are you going to stay away from them?
I'm going to stay. I
stayed away.
Have you too, Winston? I want to stay optimistic. You were so strongly worded that I'm like, not for me.
I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed because I was like, I told myself the same thing you did, Coy. So I'm not going to watch anything. I like the trailers. I don't care about what they were reporting on and saying I wasn't good. I don't care about the inflated budgets and all that stuff. I just want to go see it. I want to check it out. And I saw those 2 clips, and I don't understand who makes the decision to let those be the clips. The best thing I can describe about the scene with Harrison Ford and the Secret Service person is, and yesterday I said this, and just so you guys know, it's like, you know, when you're watching Netflix and a movie pops up that you want to see and you don't, and you're like, oh, I wonder what this is about. And then they just show some random scene where 2 people are like drinking coffee and it has nothing, and it's a movie about serial killers. It's like that. That's what this scene felt like. It's like that scene that pops up on Netflix. You're like, well, what's this movie about? I don't even know what this is. So we'll see about that one. And then they showed the fighting scene, which there's a random, this is something that happens. I don't know. I'm going to see it on Tuesday. I'm curious. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping. I did see a couple tweets out there of people who did see it and said it's fine. So let's hope that's the case. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the show thus far. We got a lot to discuss here today. Still, we got some rumors about Elizabeth Olsen coming back. We got some stuff with the X-Men. Gonna find out what the hell was going on with Rob Liefeld and Disney. Holy moly. That was a big shit show on Twitter. We'll talk about that and more. But first, I got to tell you about stuff that's going to make you feel good. That's right. Via. And, of course, Kickoff. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Via is back, everybody. And I knew people were excited about that. They're, oh, they're coming back. Are they coming back? Hell yeah, they're coming back. And they are back, ladies and gentlemen. Via. If you didn't know, you do now. All right. So I don't know if you've already tried it. And if you haven't, it's time to try it. Via now has been with us for a little bit. 2025 is all about change, whether it is work, whether it's personal stuff, or just a daily grind. It can be hard to keep up. But when things get hectic, you don't have to go through it alone. Embrace the power of nature. Elevate your everyday with Via. It's trusted by over 500,000 customers. It is the Swiss Army knife of wellness. It's dedicated to harnessing natural benefits of hemp to create high-quality wellness products. Whether you're looking to improve your sleep, your focus, your recovery, you add a little pep to your step, you just want to get high, Via has something for you. Something from the products range from 0 to 100 milligrams of THC. Via gives you the power to blaze your own trail. Via is well-renowned for their award-winning THC and THC-free gummies. I love the sleep ones. Those are the ones that I've been just right before I go to sleep. Last night when we were watching The Brutalist, I had with the sleep THC ones, and man, slept wonderfully. So good. Talk about it with your friends. Tell people about it. 21 and over. Check out our link to Via's website. The link is in our description. You got to use that code Christian for 15% off. And if you're new to Via, you get a free gift of your choice. Again, you get you get a free gift if you go to the Via description. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you found them. You tell them that we sent you. That's the most important thing, because some people have said, oh man, you know what? I got it. I didn't tell them about it. Don't do that. Tell them about us. You got it. Kickoff to me is super exciting in general because of what I'm doing in my life. I'm looking to I moved to New York for a reason, changing, and I wanted to get out of LA. Some people are like, oh, it was more expensive in New York. No, not where I live. And I needed to do some stuff and prove for my family. So time passes, and it passes kind of fast. So for me, it's like, I remember meeting John in college. That was 20 years ago, something like that. It just flies by. And no matter how fast time flies by, it's never too late to make progress. If you're saving for a big purchase, whether it's a home, whether it's a car, and you got to build your credit fast, Kickoff can help that. They are the #1 credit building app in the App Store, and plans start at just $5 a month. There's no credit check. There's no hidden fees. There's no interest. So for me, it was a matter of just building up that credit, making sure that, when you want to try to get a loan for a house, man, that's what you got to do. So that's what I'm telling you. For the credit goals for me, I want to make sure that I have good credit, paying off everything. And I found them because they're like, hey, this is something you'd be interested in. And I was like, yes, it is. What's so great is if your credit's under 600, you could jump 28 points in like your first month. It's a smart, legit credit hack with no catch. There's no credit check. There's no hidden fees. There's no interest. It's simple. You just make a one-time payment. The credit bureau sees the good behavior, and then your credit grows fast. You can start building credit immediately for only $1 first month. It's affordable. Well, autopay, you never have to worry about missing a payment. You just build credit in your sleep. Sign up in minutes from your phone. No credit check. Cancel anytime. Kickoff is the #1 credit building app out there. So here is how you do this. You build credit fast. You get your first month for just $1 at GetKickoff, KIKOFF.com/Christian today. Thank you to Kickoff for sponsoring the show. Thank you, Kickoff, for sponsoring the show. And of course, Via. A lot of people, somebody made a big mistake and said, oh, I went to my dispensary today. Error. Huge error. You would have had a great deal had you listened and done this. Instead, you just wasted all your money. But there's other ways to get it. If you want to help out, you can do that. The links are in the description. So do it. And let the English see you do it. You have my Braveheart movie still, Winston. You still haven't watched it.
I do not have your Braveheart movie.
Is that not true?
No, I just haven't watched it.
I thought I gave it to him. You know what? I gave it to Sholo Mededuena. I don't think he watched it either. All right, let's get to this rumor.
Wait, he looks so different.
Who does?
Me and Sholo.
Oh, Yeah, well, both of you haven't seen it.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch is said to have a huge role in Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. There's a huge amount of excitement surrounding Elizabeth Olsen's MCU return, and we have another small breadcrumb regarding her role as the Scarlet Witch in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness approach to Wanda Maximoff following her evolution to the Scarlet Witch and WandaVision didn't sit well with many fans. Writer Michael Waldron turned Wanda into a villain and enraged countless fans by seemingly killing the Avenger during the action-packed final act. Rumors continue to swirl about a potential Scarlet Witch movie, and it's previously been reported that Wanda will make her MCU return in Doomsday. Today, Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello brings word that the fan favorite character will have a huge role in both that movie, Avengers Secret Wars. We don't have any fresh intel beyond that, but with Waldron no longer working on either project, the Scarlet Witch might be in much better hands. Ouch. Much has been said about plans for Scarlet Witch's return, including claims that she'll be allied with Doctor Doom. If that's meant as a nod to Avengers Children's Crusade, which may pick up with a Wanda who has lost her memory and fallen in love with Victor Von Doom. Despite having feelings for the hero on the page, Doom couldn't help himself and stole her powers to rewrite reality to his liking. You can probably see how she would be useful to the villain if he's setting out to create Battle World and the multiverse's destruction. Last November, Olsen explained that while her Marvel role allows her to make passion projects, that's far from the only reason she's still playing the Scarlet Witch. Okay. So I remember, I've seen her on Josh's Horowitz. Yeah, on Josh's Horowitz a couple of times. I've seen her on Josh Horowitz's show a couple of times, and it does seem like she's not a big fan. She hasn't said these words, but from her body language and the way she talks about it, doesn't seem like she's a big fan of that Multiverse of Madness movie and the way that she was portrayed and the fact that it didn't really make sense to the TV show at all. Again, she's never said that. That's just the way that I read it when I was watching that interview. It makes sense to bring her back because anybody they don't bring back, you're going to say, hey, wait a minute. Why didn't they bring that person back? They brought everybody else back. It's like, well, they didn't want to come back. Is the only answer to that. This is going to be the most expensive movie of all time, right? Because the difference here, we're talking about Nolan's movie. Someone, let me stop someone in the comments section from saying this. They're going to go, well, if Nolan's able to get all of those people back and make it for X amount of money, how come, Avengers can't do that? Because when it comes to agents, this is the different phone call for the agents. Hey, Marvel's doing a big movie. We're going to milk them for everything they got. They want you back? No, they want you back. They can't do this scene without you. We're going to ask for this. Hey, Nolan's doing a movie. You're going to do it for 53 cents and a cheeseburger. That's the difference. That's why he gets the cast that he's going to get. Marvel is going to get milked for everything. That movie is going to be so expensive. I can't even imagine.
I feel like the only thing that's maybe more expensive is Avatar, and that's just because of the tech and the tech development that Cameron does. He's like, I want a blank check. They say, okay. Yeah, but it turns around and pops out $2 billion every time.
But even with Avatar, you got to remember, Avatar 2 cost a lot of money to make, right? They shot a lot of Avatar 3 with it. They shot a lot of Avatar 3. So now maybe they do the same thing with Avengers. I don't know, but when you have that last one, when you have everybody coming back, I mean, you're gonna blow at least 100 to 150 million on cast alone.
But I think it's probably what you said, that they're able to shoot them essentially as one giant film, and then you can just easily break up the budget how you want. You're like, nah, okay, here's the deal. We're gonna give you $6 million to come in and do Shuri, but it's gonna be 3 and 3. That's how that works, and you're just gonna deal with it.
But as far as Scarlet Witch goes, Quid, you've got her potentially coming back here. Do you think, because I'm reading that thing about she goes with Doom and the reality and all that, is that too much for the casual fan?
I think if they split it across 2 movies, it might not be an unrealistic story arc, and they kind of have to redeem her arc after the events of the WandaVision multiverse 1-2 punch. Like, they did an amazing job with WandaVision, giving her an arc that had been earned to that point throughout years of buildup, and then they kind of chopped it away with one movie. So I think they kind of need to give her a 4-hour arc across 2 films. I don't know how they'll handle it, but I do see that as a viable storyline if they take their time with it across 2 movies, not one.
Yeah, I don't know. Coy, did your microphone go down or something? Like, did it change or something? I mean, I don't know. Is it connected to the computer or is it connected to that?
It's to connect to the computer, and it's here. It's like wireless.
Interesting.
Am I far away now?
I just don't. Your audio went down a little bit. It was. I can still hear you. It just
Okay.
went lower for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, so Winston, it makes sense that she would come back, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think Scarlet Witch is too vital of a character. I think you kind of had a conversation with Liz, and you were just like, "Hey, we're gonna give you some time off, but you are paramount to what's going on." And I think that's probably the case even with Kang. She literally is involved with so many things, especially if you're bringing in mutants. The whole relationship with Magneto. If you do House of M, so the No More Mutants scenario, the vitriol that the mutant population has for her, especially since Marvel turned around and made her and Pietro not mutants, which kind of to align up with the MCU and that whole drama. Coy could probably speak to that better than I could. I mean, she is too paramount. I never believed there was a world where it's like, and we've now written out the Scarlet Witch. I didn't believe that for a second. I think it was just like, we'll give like a sword of death right now so we can, she can go off and do whatever she wants for a while. So
do we think though, because now I forget. I know that Quicksilver is Magneto's kid, right?
Yeah.
They both are, right? So are they going to even do that anymore? Probably not, because they've already established that this Scarlet Witch. Well, I mean, look, here's the difference. Here is the difference. They could essentially do another Scarlet Witch when they do the X-Men movies, because if you look at it, No Way Home, Toby was essentially a mutant, right? With the webs coming out of his body, and then Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland made the things, right? So maybe this version wasn't Magneto's kid, but the one in X-Men is. They could do that if they wanted.
That's what I imagine they do post Secret Wars. Is like, as the X-Men saga builds up, I think we'll retroactively be using the X-Men that haven't been X-Men as X-Men. Like I imagine Scarlet Witch, whether it's Elizabeth Olsen or not, I think the new iteration will be Scarlet Witch, daughter of Magneto, alongside whatever new Quicksilver they do.
I mean, even from the standpoint of like, I'm genuinely curious what they're gonna pull. Like the AXE event. Christian, if you're not familiar, was Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
You had a situation where like Captain America actually ended up being a mutant by the time that saga was over, and they kind of explain that too, based off a bunch of different things. Like, I'm very curious what they're going to bring in, what they're going to like warp to be specifically like an MCU thing, what they're going to adapt, things like that. But again, Scarlet Witch is too paramount of a character across all media in Marvel that, again, it makes sense that she's back here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I want to see her back, and as we have mentioned many times over, and I already see a ton of comments that we'll get to when we get to the questions about Sam, the first time reaction for Sam, and just for me reliving these movies again, right? And she's so good, Wanda. She really is great. She's great, and to have her back again, I did not like the way that what happened to her in Multiverse, because it just didn't make sense to me. The turn wasn't earned, not by her, just by the writing of it, and I took umbrance with the whole. Well, you don't need to watch the show. Bullshit.
The fact that it was like essentially because it was the post credit of her just listening to the Darkhold and like doing like this for a second, and then as soon as you see her in Multiverse, I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, it was.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like, and then if you didn't watch WandaVision, like, so here's a perfect example. Speaking of like Sam watching these things, I initially said I'm not going to watch the TV shows with her because it's just too much. And then there were a bunch of comments. They're like, well, are you going to watch these shows because they're crucial? And I'm like, damn it, they're right. Some of these shows are crucial. Like Sam will have no idea what is going on if we don't watch WandaVision and then we jump to Multiverse and she's the bad guy. She's going to be wait, what? And why does she have kids?
And Falcon Winter Soldier, I imagine, before
we're going to watch those two. We're going to watch those two. She's not going to see Cap 2 until it's out on digital, which hopefully,
we have 3 months.
Which hopefully isn't in 2 weeks, but we'll see. I think that we're going to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're going to watch the Loki series. We're going to watch. I'm trying to think of the other ones that are crucial. I don't think we're going to do the Marvels because or Miss Marvel, because I just don't think I like that show. I really enjoy that show. I think that the family dynamic of that show is really great. And I think it's such a great introduction to her. I just feel like if I do that one, I don't know what's going to do worse. Those reactions or my Squid Game reactions that I'm doing now.
Are they not doing well?
And eating shit. I did the first. I knew it, but I'm going to finish it. But I did the first one. I did like 7,000. The second one, I don't even know if it cracked 3. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it leading up to the third because I'm really enjoying the show. But I might just have Sam watch it on her own. But I don't know yet. But those the ones that I'm definitely gonna do are Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, and what else? Someone said do Miss Marvel reactions in one video. Yeah, but I still have to watch the whole damn thing and do like one big video, like super cut on it. And I just still is if I do that's essentially like a 3-hour video or 2-hour video, whatever it might be. And if like 12 people watch it, I got to pay Sam. B, I got to pay the editor. And it's like, was that worth it? I don't know. Anyway, it's just me trying to make business sense with you guys. But we're talking about the X-Men. And we talk about other things, tons of rumors. I feel like there's new rumors every day. And usually when this happens, like if we go back to the Superman casting, right? When all the casting started to all the rumors really started heating up, it all was in tandem. It was like, oh, here are all the rumors. These are all the people. And then not too far after, well, this is really who's in contention. Oh, this is who's announced. Oh, we're filming tomorrow.
Yeah, we're close. I think Comic-Con I think this is finally the Comic-Con we announce X-Men, if not sooner.
I think sooner, dude. I think, Snyder said this. I think CinemaCon. I think
that would be insane. Actually, if that is I hate this. I hate it, but if Cap 4 does as bad as it might, that's how you get that excitement before Fantastic Four. Like that's how you separate, because Daredevil is going to do great. Daredevil, and then X-Men, and then Fantastic Four. That's your spring summer with Thunderbolt sprinkled in there.
There's rumors that X-Men's going to come out in like 2027 or something. There's rumors now, something along those lines. That's what I saw today. 2027. Somebody can correct me on that, but I saw a rumor today.
You're right. That's what I've heard too.
2027. I mean, that's only 2 years. It means they're going to start filming probably this year. Or maybe even, you assume this year, next year, they're going to start filming to get it out in 2027 if they indeed do that. And if that's the case, you're going to start. I think you get an announcement at CinemaCon. I think you get a big presentation at Comic-Con.
Woo. Like bring them out at Comic-Con, announce them at CinemaCon.
Yeah,
film a little something.
Announce that we're doing it. We have some cast already. We'll have more updates on this by the end of the year, and then by the time you get to Comic-Con, the whole damn thing, because by the time you get to July Comic-Con, Fantastic Four will either be coming out that weekend or either just came out or whatever it is. So there's really nothing else that they've got except the Avengers, and they did the Avengers last year. Really, they might have a couple of preview stuff or whatever it might be. But I think they're really going to focus on this is where we're going next, and it's the X-Men, and you'll have more of the big announcement for sure. Because they said someone said X-Men could be November or December of 2027, which would be the next movie right after Secret Wars. Which
makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
And they've been saying how much they're focused on the X-Men saga.
And now, they're not. For a while, they were doing this thing with the X-Men. We're like, oh yeah, we can't wait one of these days, and we're just going to tease it. Now they're like, yeah, it's the next thing. We're leaning into it. It is, which is smart. So here's one. There's a new casting rumor today, and that is that Tom Glynn Carney from House of the Dragon is rumored to have met with Marvel for a potential role. This is not necessarily X-Men, but one would think it could be. Another casting rumor, though we can't tell you a specific character. Apparently, Marvel likes House of the Dragon star Tom Glynn Carney. Of course he does. He's in the Warner Brothers family, so that makes sense. The X-Men rumors continue to swirl, and we can now add another name to the list of actors that Marvel Studios is said to be looking to fill out the MCU's roster of mutant heroes. Though we don't have a specific character for this one, the Hot Mike's Jeff Schneider has heard that the House of the Dragon star Tom Glynn Carney is someone that the studio likes for an undisclosed role. Apparently, Who's that? Apparently who? Apparently Glenn Carney, who plays King Aegon Targaryen. Yes, I know. On HBO's Game of Thrones prequel series, took a meeting that went well, but we don't have much more to go on for the time being. Assuming that he's being considered for part in the X-Men movie, who would the 30-year-old Brit be suited to play? There's obviously a number of possibilities, and we're still not sure. Though we're still waiting on an official announcement. Marvel does seem to be making moves in this project behind the scenes. Yada yada yada. Now, previous rumors have claimed that Harris Dickinson, Baby Girl, Ironclaw, Triangle Sadness, and Jack Champion could play Cyclops. Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, Io Edevery is on the radar to play Storm. Kitty Pryde and Gambit, but will it be Channing Tatum? Also expected to be on the team. There was a rumor for Kitty Pryde also that came out from Snyder.
Right there. Go scroll up a little. It was it's in the little trailer thing. Julia Butters.
Oh, I see it. Julia Butters eyed for Kitty Pryde. Sadie Sink and Harris Dick, the front runners for Jean Grey. Yeah, let's just click on that then, shall we? Okay, so Julia Butters eyed for Kitty Pryde, Sadie Sink, Harris Dickinson, front runners. Now, how long ago is that? That's February 6th. That's yesterday. So as the rumor mill continues to swirl, X-Men reboot, the latest update comes again from Snyder. Julia Butters, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Gray Man, is being eyed for the role of Kitty Pryde. He also doubles down on his previous report that Sadie Sink is the current front runner for Jean Grey, and adds that Harris Dickinson is being looked to play the team's leader. Someone had said that one wasn't true, but I don't doubt Snyder. Snyder broke literally all the Superman casting like weeks before everyone else did. At the time of this posting, Butters is 15. Interesting. Is Kitty Pryde traditionally younger, guys?
Yep.
Traditionally, yeah.
Okay. Sink is 22, Dickinson's 28, so Marvel definitely is going younger to take these storied roles. Additionally, he reports that X-Men is expected to start filming in 2026, Marvel looking for late 2027. So slotting the eagerly awaited MCU entry for that already reserved November 5th, 2027 release date, although there's always a possibility it could be moved to the July 2027 date. Russo brothers, who are directing Avengers, are believed to be heavily involved in the X-Men. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, the other one. Let's go to this.
I was going to say there's two more. There's that one that you see right there, and I don't know if you already saw. I'll let you read it if you haven't.
We're going with this. This one is Javier Bardem. We talked about this yesterday.
Well, the last one I was going to say is about 7 hours ago, I saw that they were talking about Denzel being in Black Panther 3, and apparently Snyder was talking about that too, and the rumor about Denzel potentially being Magneto, and that is... which would be wild. So you then end up having Magneto somehow involved in Black Panther 3, but again, tying everything to X-Men one way or the other. So
now look,
would Denzel sign on for like 15 years though?
That's the only thing that I was thinking, is that, like, again, if you're going with the idea that Magneto being older like that, I sort of get it. But at the same time, he said he wants to retire.
Somebody brought up a great point yesterday. What if they said, hey, listen, I know we've been talking about doing Blade, but that's not working out. You want to play Magneto?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Someone said that yesterday, but that's the question, because the idea is going to be, and I think that it plays into, because right away people are going to say, well, wait a minute, how does that work if the actor's black and you have Magneto, who because of what happened in World War II, I don't think they're going to World War II because it doesn't line up, I think, with the current timeline. The guy would be like 90 years old. If they're doing it that way, but I don't know how they're going to do it. So either way, we're going to find out more. And then, did your heart break with the Javier Bardem pick when Ryan Gosling didn't get picked?
A little bit, man. I really think Ryan would have crushed that. I mean, Javier's fantastic. I'm not gonna take that away from him, but like, there is just something about it, and it would have been cool to see Ryan play like a villain instead of just always being, Mr. Charming, like, hey, look at me. Like,
should have been Paul Giamatti, right, Winston?
Giamatti, motherfucking Batman.
Like sassy though. I think that's the right energy. Like if it's not Ryan Gosling, I do like that they're going like the energy of Mr. Sinister needs to be like a flamboyant Sinister. And I think Javier Bardem is both terrifying and so sassy. It really works if it is true.
Yeah, I like it. I like the Javier Bardem pick a lot, to be honest. I think he'll really deliver. I think obviously he has that range. He can play menacing. and I think he's going to do it pretty well. I love that we're getting so many X-Men updates now. It means we're getting really, really close. We're going to start getting a lot of news. It's going to be the majority of our shows is going to be X-Men talk now, because this is what we've been talking about forever, guys. We've been talking about forever.
We've been waiting for these episodes.
Yeah, but we said the place that they need to, you got to stop doing these subpar movies and these random characters that nobody cares about anymore. And you got to get to what you have. You can do X-Men movies and spin-off movies from X-Men and Fantastic Four for the next 10 to 15 years. You don't need to. And then apparently the big rumor is also they want to eventually get to the Avengers versus X-Men. How do you do that though? Like, because the issue that I have with it, and look, you could down the line change my mind, but it's essentially the B Squad Avengers going up against the X-Men.
I would make the argument that that's where Secret Wars comes in, because everybody's saying that this is going to be a soft reboot, essentially, of the MCU. And if that's the case, you either have one of two things. You get your different Cap, Iron Man, whatever variants that they feel really good about and fall in love and they keep super secret, or you find a way to bring Robert and Chris and all them back into the fold, but in a reduced role. And they only really are showing up as kind of like okay, the battle's going down. We need Iron Man and Cap now. Like, I think that is potentially how you do that, because they also play a paramount role. Like, one of my favorite fights in all of comics is Iron Man versus Magneto, which doesn't sound like that is much of a fight, except for Tony is Tony, and he figures out a way to essentially like make alloys. Thank you, Jesus. Alloys to literally fight the magnetism, and so then Magneto goes, I'll just use the gravitational force of Jupiter to punch your ass. Like, it is a fantastic fight, and I want to see it. So
yeah. Well, I just think that's my point though, right? It's like there's two. You could make that argument that, well, the Russos are going to be overseeing it, so he probably could get them all back to do the classic Avengers versus the X-Men. The problem is, aren't you supposed to be knocking down the multiverse at this point? It's supposed to end. Good.
I don't think it'll ever go fully away, because like the very concept of multiverse is eternal, right? Once you've opened that door, there are multiple universes. In the comics, they have narrowed it down to one by the incursion events and stuff. But I think they'll always leave the door somewhat open so they can have big reunion type movies. Because at this point, it is fully a TV show. And if there's anything about TV shows that do well, it's reunion episodes. So I think in 10 years, we'll get Downey back again, and we'll get Chris back again. Like, I think it's going to be a cycle as long as these movies do well.
But sure. But here's the other thing, that, and he's in good shape, but Downey's, not
17 anymore.
Almost 60.
Yeah.
So
Old Man Iron Man is canonically an important character.
Okay. But if they do it, they've got, and maybe look, let's see how they figure it out. But I don't think they're going to go that route. I think what they're going to do is they really want to push and say, look, and I understand why. And I look at like WWE, they're like, don't worry about The Rock and Stone Cold anymore. Worry about our new people. It's like, I get it. It's like you want to build up the new people. The question is, there's a lot of wrestlers that, hey, those are your next star, and the gimmick just failed. And the merch ate it. And it's like, stop trying to make, what is it? Stop trying to make Felch a thing, whatever that Mean Girls thing is. Fetch, whatever.
Fetch, thank you.
You get it. So the point is, stop trying to make it a thing when it's not. And like, try to back off. But the thing is, try to back off sometimes. If you have something that that's not working, back off. And it looks like that's what they're doing and running forward with the X-Men. But we'll see. All right, last story I want to get to here, Coy. I'm sure you've been paying
the amount of texts I got.
I'm sure. Rob Liefeld, I don't even know the full extent, and you can explain it a little bit more. He cut ties with Marvel. Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well, is the quote from Rob Liefeld, who has never been a man to hold his tongue. So, Rob Liefeld has very publicly severed ties with Marvel. He's worked with them on and off for over 3 decades. However, after dropping a scathing new edition of his Robservations podcast, he has laid out many issues with the studio in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, and then mostly seemed to boil down on how he was treated at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere. One of his biggest grievances was discovering at the event that neither he or his family had been invited to the after party. That's really lame.
What?
That's really lame. It was meant to embarrass, diminish, and defeat me. Liefeld bemoaned, sharing his disappointment that Disney allegedly deleted photos of him with the movie's creatives taken on the red carpet.
What?
While Liefeld points to a deeper issue, such as Marvel Studios' decision to give Marvel Comics editor Roy Thomas a co-creator credit on Wolverine, he's particularly upset about not getting a splashy credit at the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine, along with special treatment like the invites to global premieres and promotional opportunities. Money wasn't an issue because it sounds like he's been paid handsomely for his efforts. I love the honesty there on that. He didn't talk about money. Most people wouldn't give a crap. They're like, I got paid. What do I care? After sending a scathing email to Marvel, Liefeld was ignored. But today he was told by his agents that it wasn't, ignored, but told by his agents it wasn't appreciated of the email. Okay. While the company has not shared a response to his comments from earlier today, one insider points to his previous attempts to diminish the role Fabian Nicieza played in co-creating the Merc with a Mouth. While we respect what he's contributed, he does not respect what others have contributed, they know. Despite only receiving a mention at the end of the credits, Liefeld had a store named after him in the movie's biggest action scene and was invited to visit the set. Without elaborating on why he claims to have made to be felt unwelcome during that trip to London, and unlike with Deadpool and Deadpool 2, he wasn't asked to be part of the test screenings of the marketing team's work on Deadpool and Wolverine. He says, Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. That's my personal experience, Liefeld said. Do I think he can improve his relationship with comic creators? Yes. This comes after the writer and artist believes Feige snubbed him at the premiere. Worth noting is that Feige is often seen name-checking and meeting with comic creatives. He even welcomed them to Daredevil Born Again panel at last October's New York Comic-Con. You can't always share your hits. Sometimes you have to share your misses. This one was a miss, adds Liefeld. It was important for me to do this podcast so people could hear my voice. You didn't hear anyone who was angry. At times it was hard to tell how sad I was. Okay. Boy, I got to start with you, man. What do you make of all of this? And what have you heard? Have you talked to Rob at all?
So, as you guys know, I love Marvel movies. I love Marvel comics. And I will always, 99% of the time, side with the creators because it is, without them, this doesn't exist. I don't think in any reality it's fair to not have Rob go to the after party for his creation's third movie. I know a lot of people don't like Rob. I know a lot of people know that we're actual real life friends. And I know that this is an example of people being upset that Rob was the one to say it. But Coy's opinion is there aren't a lot of comic creators that have the platform Rob does. There aren't a lot of comic creators in either capacity, writer or artist, or even in the editorial side that have the platform to say something that would get this kind of traction. I personally know a number of writers and artists that have been formative to work that never got any more than that block of letters at the end of the credits that's like special thanks to, and they throw your name in there. And that is a beautiful honor, and a lot of them are very gracious for it. But a lot of them are still paycheck to paycheck, and their characters are making tens of millions of dollars. So Rob is in a unique position where he got a very different deal for Deadpool and his characters and owns more than most ever do. He also has a very unique deal at Image. So I hear everyone going, well, he's got money, nothing else matters. They put his name at the end of the credits. Why should you care? They gave him that joke in the movie. I think, though he's fighting for himself, the statement about everyone is a very important one. So I understand to a point people's siding with a mega corporation, because it's weirdly a thing a lot of people do, is these billionaires will like me but the artists are the one that make this possible. And if comic books didn't exist, comic book movies wouldn't exist. And if these people didn't do this, there's no reason he shouldn't be at the after party. I don't know the situation with the red carpet. I don't know the situation with Kevin Feige. I don't know any of that. So it doesn't feel like my place, but I can say his family went as a giant group and they were all overjoyed. And I cannot imagine the moment of, no, you're not welcome here at this thing you created with your entire family. So everything else aside, it really is shameful to hear that level of slight. It doesn't cost anything to let someone walk through a door. And it's not.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it does. And it's one of these things where they could say, they should address this, by the way. they should address this. They should have a comment, even if it's coming up like, look, we did invite Rob, we did do this. We also told maybe, and I don't know if this is, I'm just saying, giving a hypothetical. Look, we told Rob that we only had so much room there when we weren't able to do more than X amount of tickets, and he didn't want that, whatever it was. You got to have some kind of response to this, though. You got to say, okay, there was this. Rob wasn't happy here. There's more behind it, because a one-sided thing, if you only hear one side, you believe the one side because they're the only one talking.
Right.
There should be a follow-up to this, because this is the guy who created the character, and I agree with you. Look, he's a very outspoken guy. He's a very outspoken guy on Twitter. He's not afraid to take the gloves off and start swinging, right? And sometimes when he shouldn't, when it's like, no, maybe you could talk first and not swing. But this is one of those things, though, man, that like it doesn't sit well. Winston, how do you feel?
It's kind of infuriating to me, and it reminds me of another situation where you had a massive creator walk away from Disney just from disrespect. I actually think, I don't know how much you guys follow TV like this, but that's exactly how Disney lost Shonda Rhimes. She has made them so much money between Grey's Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. Like, she literally, they named an entire night after her. It was Shonda Night. Was like a whole thing. I think she was also Desperate Housewives, if I remember correctly. But all that being said, all she asked for in a particular, and I have heard that at times Shonda can be a lot, but I had heard that all she asked for was for 4 tickets to Disneyland so she could take like some nieces or something like that. And Disney was like, we pay you a lot of money, go buy them yourself. What? It's Disneyland. Just give her the tickets. It doesn't cost you anything. What, $1,000, which is nothing to your multi-billion-dollar thing?
That's a power play. That's a
1,000%. And so there's might be something too, if they don't like Rob, to just be like, nah, bruh. And like that to me is wild. If they knew that, you make a move like that, not caring that the relationship's going to be severed, is essentially what it is. Unless you say, we paid him enough, he's not going to bitch about it. And then someone in the back goes, hey, do you guys know who Rob Liefeld is?
And at the premiere, there's photos of the cast, like, or some members of the cast with like Joe Kelly, who is so formative, and I think Gail Simone was there, so formative. Brian Posehn, a lot of these other icons to the character who deserve their flowers. Who I am so glad when Marvel does invite people. Like my buddy Declan Shalvey was invited to the Moon Knight premiere, and he basically walked the carpet and was standing next to the creation of his own. Like, he invented Mr. Knight. And I was so happy that Marvel even invited him, and it wasn't anyone's fault. Like, most of the press didn't give him the time of day, didn't know who he was. That's because the press sucks. But like, that is a good of Marvel to bring him to that environment. Yeah. But to have other creatives have a different elevated version than Rob, I think obviously is going to rub Rob the wrong way, and then insult to injury, the after party thing. I'm saying these are all preventable things. Sure, and I personally don't understand people siding with a mega corporation about stuff that doesn't cost them anything. Like, I get having animosity towards Rob because of other things, but having them at Rob because of this doesn't that's why
I think they need to make a statement. But we'll see. What do you guys make of all of this? Is it if you hear that this is everything that's on the table, and this is the actual story that we're going to get without any response, what do you feel about that story? Or like anything else, do we need to hear everything that's involved before we make our overall opinions? Okay, we're going to get to the questions in just a second here. Man, I'll tell you what, it's been so great. Even yesterday, right before I started getting on the air, I was hungry. And I was like, wait a minute, I have so many wonderful meals from Factor in there, and I'm going to eat them. I love that. And then Winston's going to be excited because DraftKings is back. So I'll tell you about both of them. Yep, that's right, Winston. Here you go. DraftKings, baby.
Hey.
That is right. And Buffalo. That's right. Everybody's favorite slot game. It is live on DraftKings Casino. You got to hit the reels wherever and whenever to play for Wild Western wins. New players can play $5 to get a spin on the mystery wheel for a shot at up to $2,000 in casino credits. You got to download the app, and then you sign up with that code Harloff. Join the Stampede with Buffalo on DraftKings Casino now. The crown is yours. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 Plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, only void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. One per new customer. Play $5 and spin the wheel to receive between $10 and $2,000 in non-withdrawable casino credits for select games that expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends February 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you to DraftKings. Factor is great because if you want to optimize your nutrition this year, Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved. They're ready to heat in 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. I can tell you right now, for me, I got some in the fridge. As soon as I'm done with this, I am fueling up. I'm going to be eating Factor. You got over 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals that are tailored to your goals. It can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. I love it. That chicken one right there, they sent that, and the chicken is so fresh, it's tasty, absolutely enjoy it. And there's even one called known as like lasagna. Got on my mom right away. It was really good. You got to eat smart with Factor. You get started at factormeals.com/Christian50off. Use that code Christian50off. You get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That is the code Christian50off at factormeals.com/Christian50off. You get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Factor. I love that Factor stuff, man. I just had some yesterday. Chicken is so damn juicy. Delicious. It's delicious. And thank you to DraftKings also. So, all right, guys, normally it's funny when we go into a question round, when we start and we were like 40 and we're like, hey, you got 40 questions. You guys are looking good. You guys are at 85 right now, and you still got quite a while to go. Almost 200 to catch right. But 100.
Oh my God!
About 160 to catch Roxy. So let's get right into it.
God.
Then we'll do the big quiz. We want to make sure that we can get these questions. Derek Johnson throwing some support. Derek has been instrumental in this so far. So okay, go pal. What's the difference between the Kirby and Mobius Silver Surfer that led to a fist fight in Crimson Tide? Let me answer this. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
They're just different canons. So like multiversally, they're just like of different universes. So it's just like a multiversal fight, say between like two Wolverines and Deadpool and Wolverine. But in this case, they have cosmic power, so they affect their entire universe. So there's bigger ramifications because of bigger power sets.
Well, so Gopal follows that up and says, all I know is that Denzel said everybody who reads comic books knows that the Kirby Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer. Is Denzel
said that?
Is
I don't know if this is true. I would love if that was true.
Say that.
I'm telling you what. If it was any other commenter, I'd be like, yeah, it's full of it. Gopal is like a knowledge freakadeek. He's got a lot of knowledge, so I wouldn't be surprised where he said that, and I'm sure he'll follow it up in his next question to let us know when. Okay, next one. Ewok F4 Fantastic Four will make around 700 million. That's basically what in the range that I thought. It won't even crack the top 5. Top 5 will be Wicked for good 800. I'm not arguing with you on that either. Superman 850. That was in the same world. I give Jurassic World the $1 billion prize. Zootopia 2 has a shot to make a bill. It's got a shot. And Avatar Fire and Ash will make 1.8. Again, I can't laugh that off because it's Avatar.
It's actually a pretty decent.
They're decent. Though those are good.
Bid.
Those are good. If someone on the show said that, I'd be like, all right, I like those takes. Those are good takes. And not too far off the neighborhood that we were in. Derek Johnson throwing in support. Thank you, Derek. Mike Joyce. Winston. Since Virginia died, I don't think Jerry Jones is the worst owner in football anymore. It's got to be her son George now, right?
Virginia. What are we talking about? Who died? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what franchise that is. I'm so sorry, Mike.
He'll follow it up. Aaron Carranza. That interview with Joe Piscopo was great. Thanks, man. You always make it feel like more of a conversation than a scripted interview. Christian. Thank you. Great job, brother. Thank you, Aaron. Really appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good conversation. We talked a lot. Winston, you should check it out too, man, because I know you're a big Eddie Murphy guy. So like, we talked a lot about his relationship with Eddie and all the sketches that they did, and they had a movie together at one point that almost went. It was called Fountain of Youth. He dropped that on. He said that back in the day, like it almost went. So
wow.
So it was a really good interview. And Coy, I think you dig it too, because we talked a lot about stand-up comedy and him watching like Larry David on stage and Rodney Dangerfield and all that stuff. It was pretty great. So I highly recommend it to people if they like that kind of thing. Darren Wright for Coy, as a huge HST fan.
Hunter Thompson.
Oh, Hunter Thompson. There you go. Would love your opinion on who played him better. For me, it's Bill Murray in Where the Buffaloes Roam over Depp.
I personally, Johnny Depp changed forever after playing him. He played him so well, so I'm going to go the other way with Depp. I love Bill Murray, but Bill Murray is very good at playing Bill Murray, and I still felt Bill Murray in that performance. But I'm a huge Hunter S. Thompson fan. The fact that they spent so much time together and that love between those two men is so apparent in both the books and things written by Hunter and also the performance. I'm going Depp.
All right. Miguel. Max, that Fantastic Four is going to make a 750, 800. I think everybody's in that ballpark, just like Superman. I think Superman has a shot to do a little more. Both don't even need to make 1 billion or 850 million to succeed. That's true. Got to get new audiences first. However, if Captain America does not do well, there's going to be a little bit more pressure on Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four to make some money. So you do have to get that new audience. And Miguel also says, Winston and Coy's thoughts on the Mr. Sinister rumor. I'm sad that Ryan Gosling's not rumored. So Professor X and Magneto will be late 40s, early 50s. I mean, that's what it seems. I mean, that would match up, right? Not too far away.
Yeah, no, that would certainly match. I think that works. I mean, the thing about Sinister isn't Essex, I'm hoping this isn't just the animated series, but isn't Essex technically back from like Jack the Ripper days and kind of was quote unquote Jack the Ripper, and then he's genetically altered himself over years. So,
he can be any age.
Yeah.
Like that works for that character. And yeah, I think 40s, 50s totally plays, but yeah, I'd love to see them go crazy with the Sinister lore because they can.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Next one. Simon Section, bring me Thanos and get your blank out while you're at it. You guys don't know. I'll explain this in a second. Another one for the books. Loving the watch along with you.
I can already guess.
Curious to see Sam's reaction to Endgame's portal scene, especially since it's the first time. So here you go. This is for you guys to see. This is the moment that they're talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here it is.
Okay, Groot. What?
Look at that. Look at that. Bring me Thanos. Yeah. Bring me Thanos. Fucking just pull your dick out while you're at it.
That's how I figured this was going. I thought Sam was going to say it, not you.
Please.
I definitely thought it was going to be her that says that, not you. Yeah. That's hilarious.
She said, please. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So funny at the end of the thing too, because and in the post-credit scene they do the Captain Marvel thing. So I wasn't even looking at the freaking release thing. I was like, oh, Captain Marvel's the next one. It's Ant-Man's the next one. So we're doing Ant-Man. We're recording Ant-Man tonight. Ant-Man and the Wasp. We're recording that tonight, and then Captain Marvel afterwards. But yeah, it's funny because the editors actually let me know that before I even put it up. Because I said, hey, I just sent you Captain Marvel movie, and he goes, well, you got Ant-Man and the Wasp first. And I was like, and then I checked. I'm like, oh shit! Thank God for the editors. Because although I'm thinking 80,000 people in the comment section already told me that too. So call me Java. Christian and Sam MCU watch has been so much fun. If you guys had to remove one MCU movie and one from existence, what would it be? Same. Thor 4 and Secret Invasion. Same.
Secret Invasion.
You still dying on that Thor 4 hill, huh?
I'm not dying on the hill, but I'm just trying to think if there's something that I hated more than that. I'll temporarily give that to you. Let me open up the damn list of movies. My brain is fried.
I remember all you fuckers when we went.
Oh, loved it at first. Not loved it. I liked it a lot.
You weren't you not so much. You Corey. I mean, not that you didn't like it, but that
for me it's fine.
You were giving me crap, and Greg, the two of you guys gave me so much crap after.
Multiverse of Madness. I do not like that movie. And I rewatched it with open eyes, and there are things to like about it. Sure, I still don't like that movie.
I could very well change my tune, by the way, on both of those movies. They could change as how I feel about it. I haven't gone back.
Maybe Quantumania, to be honest. I don't like that movie either.
Let me tell you, I haven't gone back and watched Quantumania since I saw it in the theater. I haven't seen Eternal since I saw it in the theater. I haven't seen Multiverse of Madness since I saw it in the theater. I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. I tried to watch Thor: Love and Thunder once for like 5 seconds. Say, okay, let me see if it's as bad as it is. It's like, yep, it stinks, and I turned it off. But now I'm going to be forced to watch it because of Sam. But yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the Phase 4 stuff. I don't know. The only Deadpool and Wolverine I've seen more than once. I haven't, I don't think I love, it's probably my favorite Phase 4, or is it Phase 5? I don't know. Guardians 3. Was Guardians 3 Phase 4 or 5? 5. Either way,
5.
that is my favorite one that has been since No Way Home. That's
Since
my
No
favorite.
Way Home, it's my favorite.
No
too.
Way Home. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Over Deadpool and Wolverine as well.
Yeah. I thought that Guardians 3 had a better emotional story.
I don't like, now that you say it out loud, I agree with you, but I was just shocked to hear it off rip. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Arian Harmon, bring me Thanos, please, to get while you're at it. People like that. Anthony Robal. Hey guys, hope you're doing great today. Did you all see Captain America's clips they released? They got to be trolling with those. Yeah, these guys were smart. Didn't watch it. All I'll say is, hey, we're all on motorcycles. Hey, that guy hits us. We're gonna fall. That one hit us too. Hey, he didn't hit me. No, I'll just drive off to this. So stupid. You guys have no idea what's going on, and you don't need to
We'll
until you
see
see
it
it.
in theaters, and I'll know this moment.
You'll know it.
God.
Casual scroll. Sharon Carter at somewhat of an evil turn at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Will she appear?
Good question.
In Brave New? She had a
Power
Sharon.
broker.
We found out she was a power broker.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, right. I remember. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Why'd they do that? Why'd they do that?
I don't know why that was really funny. Oh yeah, why'd they do that?
Why'd they do that?
Why'd they do that? First of all, it wasn't even memorable, obviously. Well, she
And they set it up like it was a big reveal, and I was like, "This
No.
is not land."
Oh, boo! Why'd you do that? Especially after seeing the movies now, like it's so funny. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Why would you do that? First, she's the niece, and then we think she's Hydra. But she's not, and now she's evil. All right, let's see. Next one. Thank you to everybody. Right now, 90 guys. 90. Sean Pedersel. Justin Baldoni for DC Batman. Do it, you cowards. Look at that.
Hell no. Big moo.
Mata. Christian should get Mad Dog Russo on the show. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Who's Mad Dog Russo? Do I know who that is? I don't know who that is.
You know a lot of people. I don't know.
I know this. I think he's a fighter. Derek Johnson. Thank you, Derek. Ewok. I love Hugh Jackman, but please, can we get a new Wolverine? I agree. I'd be happy with Scott Eastwood, Taron Egerton, or Fabian Frankel. Who are your top picks? I like the Taron Egerton pick. We've all kind of agreed on that. I think it would be such an error to cast Wolverine as Hugh Jackman again when you get all these new kids coming in there and doing this. It would be so silly. Now, I understand doing another movie with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and having that and capitalize off of that because, money. But, yeah, Corey, do you have a choice of who you think Wolverine would be?
I like Matt Wood a lot from Saturday Night. He
Okay.
played the Belushi character. He's actually like 5 foot. Looks like he'd belong in a bar with really smelly. He looks like he would eat the what's it called, peanuts off the bark, and that I think is like a Wolverine we haven't seen. I want someone that is not traditionally attractive, and like Hugh Jackman's a model. I think having someone that feels more like the comic would be a way to not have it feel like it's just Hugh Jackman again. So I'd go the other direction and get someone small, squatty, and like really intense. And I think that guy's good.
Got one, Winston?
I mean, I still really love the Edgerton just because he gives me the edge. He's 5'9" is certainly better than Eastwood.
Edgerton or Egerton?
Egerton. Sorry, Egerton. Better than tall as like what Eastwood I think is 5'11", just isn't crazy tall, but you're broaching back in that territory. This other Franco guy also is pretty tall. I mean, I just briefly looked it up. I think we're off the Radcliffe train, but isn't he 5'5"?
He's little, yeah.
Shit, if he wants it, man, let's give him a call. We know he can act his ass off.
Yeah, it's good. Armada, Invincible's back. Yay. Guys, I'm all caught up.
Really?
No.
It's like, with what time? That was my next question.
No, I'm not. But Coy, you guys started watching the third season, right?
I'm still behind in the second.
Oh, okay. So you're not
the
watching.
guys. Yeah, rejects are watching it. I'm
Okay.
way behind.
What about Winston? Did you start yet?
I have not started quite yet. That is, I've got one more episode to be caught up on Spider-Man, and then while I'm packing the rest of this today, it's going to be Invincible.
Darren Wright, Christian, with your love of UAP, one of my favorite takes on alien films was on Amazon, Dark Encounter. You see it? If so, thoughts? I didn't, but what I did notice, and this doesn't, what's it? It's called, the movie's called Dark Encounter. I got to check it out. But no, but I don't know if you guys saw this, and I think we discussed this once, guys. Remember, I was telling you this. You guys know Steven Spielberg's doing that UFO movie, and I said to me, that's great, and I love it, but I hope it's more about what's going on today and not about another like War of the Worlds or ET and something more aligned to like, because I know that he's into the topic. And originally the name of the movie was called Dish. They changed the name of the movie. It's now called Disclosure, which next week there's supposed to be some kind of an announcement. Also, I don't know what the hell that is meaning at all, but I wonder how much he's paying attention to it, and I wonder if it's actually going to be. I want to see, like, you guys have seen The Post, right? His movie that he did, The Post. It's essentially it's like inside of like the news organization. I want to see that kind of version of the UFO movie with Emily Blunt and about like real stories with the military and things too. And I wonder if that's going to be what he does. But no, this other one I've never seen on Amazon, Dark Encounter. I have to check that out. Thank you, Darren. TY, not to get too political, muffins or croissants? That's tough. I'd probably say muffins, Mike, and also because you know what I just realized. Winston, give your answer.
Croissants?
And explain why.
I mean, they're buttery and delicious. I don't know. And like sometimes if you really want to get like into it, you can go and put like ham and cheese inside a croissant and whatnot. Not that there aren't like really dope ass muffins, but if you're talking muffins and including cupcakes, I F with cupcakes though, like especially a red velvet. Damn, why do I sound like such a fat ass right now? Why did you do this to me, Christian? You couldn't have made Coy do it?
He ran to the kitchen.
No, a damn pumpkin muffin my wife made me today. I forgot I had it. It's damn good. You got pumpkin muffin.
I'm gonna go muffin for just variety. Croissant typically are one thing, whereas they can have like 100 different types of muffins.
Yeah.
So if I'm stuck with one, I'm going muffin.
Fair enough. All right, next one. This is Joey Pedros. What up, Joey? For Big Balls litigation. He needs them. Lewis Berry, and that's not even for the litigation fees for his copyright. It's for his harassment charges. Lewis Berry, react to Ant-Man and the Wasp with Sam before Captain Marvel. Since I know. I picked the wrong one at the end. I completely. Don't worry, we're gonna do it in release order. Darren Wright, after all the schmo stuff and Finstock, this is what gets Christian canceled. What Big Balls? Yeah, probably. Thank you. Who would you rather have as your personal chef, The Thing or Vision? Thing.
It's got to be The Thing. He knows. He can taste things
because he was human.
Yeah, he could taste things.
I mean, because he was human at one point too. So
I bet Vision be a better baker though.
Think so? He looks like he's Vision. Yes.
It's all science. It's all
So I'm gonna go baking, Vision, chef Thing.
Yep,
that's fair. All right.
Damn, what if we make the bear with MCU characters?
True
that's why they're talking to Iowa.
Yeah. What if Rhoda the Hutt better not have any damn bear references? I'll tell you that. Go Pal, is Fantastic Four if Fantastic Four is absolute dog shit as they say, or is it? Wait,
no. Fan Four-tastic or whatever the fuck.
Fan Four-stick, the
Michael
one
B.
they
Jordan and yeah.
Oh. Wait, well, the problem is that it's just it was a mess because I actually liked the beginning of that movie. You can tell that there's so many problems on that movie in general. I mean, I remember talking to Josh Trank about it. There was just a lot of things that happened. The first they had that first movie, and then it's just messy. It's just a really messy movie. It's not that it's like, oh my God, this is hard. I think Madam Web is a worse movie, to be honest, because that's what the movie is. They put that on.
Yeah.
They just tried to edit together whatever they could in Fantastic Four. There was a movie there somewhere. It just was edited. Yeah, there's pieces of it that are decent. It's just not good. Dancing Dog 60. Looking forward to Wonder Man. Are you guys? I want to see more before I say I'm looking forward to it.
I really like the character and I love Yaya, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes, but yeah, I just need to see more before I can do anything with that.
Coy?
I like Yaya enough to blindly say I'm already excited personally, but I get the apprehension, but I'm stoked.
Yeah. Austin B. My small contribution to the Capes and Cows Victory March. No, don't. You got time. Let's see. You got 97 coming up. 97.
Okay.
So,
In a normal week,
in a normal week, you guys are in great shape.
Right.
Joe for show. Fantastic Four is making 1.2 billion. Calling it now. Joe for show. I will bet you 75 steak dinners that it will not make 1.2 billion.
I hope Joe for sure. Go buy little steakies that go in the freezer and call that a steak dinner because you're probably gonna lose. I love you, bro. But
yeah.
What is she spelling?
Fart, I think.
Is
that right?
Support. Oh, she spelled support.
I got to.
She comes in with the sweetness. Fart.
Thank you, Aisha.
Sinister McCall. Beth Snyder. Coy revealed to be a Canadian-born citizen after hating South Park film. Kendrick and Drake will get married at the Super Bowl halftime show. That is very true. At the big game, please. The big game.
It's gotta be.
G. Colby BY. Coy, I loved your reaction with Greg of Boys in the Hood. You never saw Boys in the Hood?
Never saw Boys in the Hood, man.
Not till like 2 weeks ago.
Wow. One of my all-time favorite movies and still John Singleton's masterpiece, R.I.P. Also, Ice Cube should have been nominated. He was so good in that.
He really was.
That movie's incredible.
I guess the only thing that busts my brain hearing that is the fact that, like, knowing how deep you are into hip-hop and you out here talking about the documentary, one of your favorite albums of all time, not that, like, the game had anything directly to do with it. I figured you would have seen Boys in the Hood a long-ass time ago.
It was really interesting watching it because I as a hip hop kid, like there's a lot of samples in most hip hop from like Scarface and The Godfather and all those things. But this movie was interesting because it felt like the opposite, where hip hop sampled movies I'd seen, but this felt like it was actually watching the experience that I've like only heard. Like it was such a slice of life experience. I felt like I was living in the environment that so much of the music I love came from. And it was also really interesting to watch with Greg because he grew up in LA. And it's such a different world of South Central to like where he grew up in Hollywood. But some of my experiences growing up were more akin to the movie than Greg's because of where I grew up in Boston. And like, it's really cool to have the parallels. And like Greg had never had a 40. So like, even like the little things like talking about OE and Still Reserve and stuff, like the cultural experience was really fascinating. And I loved it. I think because I grew up in hip hop, it felt familiar.
Have you ever seen the spoof? What's it called?
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking orange juice. We're watching everything leading to that. We're Avengers-ing Hood.
Are you real?
Yeah, so we're like literally because Greg wasn't gonna watch Juice, and I love Juice.
Oh yeah,
so
Juice.
We're doing.
He wasn't gonna watch Juice.
It's in the title.
We gotta move on quick. But what I will say is that there is a scene in that spoof movie that someone asked me the other day. It was something that I laughed at. Realized I forgot. There's a scene in that movie. I don't want to ruin it for you, Coy.
Please. Tears streaming down my face.
Can you just tell me it very quickly without telling the scene, like who it involves?
Punching.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's the best. It is absolutely the best. All right. TY. Roker mentioned he was told the first X-Men MCU movie could possibly be released a few months after Secret Wars thoughts. We discussed that. We all think that makes a lot of sense for sure. Artem, after both trailers, more excited about Jurassic Park than Fantastic Four, even though we already saw that Jurassic Park movie a few times. Yeah, well, it also depends on where your fandom lies, right? If you're a big Jurassic Park person, look, it's the same formula. Yeah, and a lot of it's still, it's like, wait a minute, I thought the dinosaurs, they're not taking over. Oh, they're going to an island. Oh, it's a special team that knows they shouldn't be there, but they're going anyway. Oh, something went wrong. Oh, the dinosaurs are coming after anybody. Oh, there's a hybrid monster now. Oh, okay, now we got out of there, and now we're going to do it again in the next movie. That's what it is, but they know that, and people know that. So, Carver Tate, loving the rewatches. They reminded me of two questions that I had. How did Loki survive at the end of Thor. At the end of Thor, the first one. Oh yeah. Well, they said he was just sucked into the Bifrost. Is what it was. He didn't die. 2, in Avengers, did the Mind Stone cause the Avengers to start arguing on the heli carrier? Yeah, is that what happened?
They were being slowly manipulated by it. Yeah, it was driving them a little bit insane, which is kind of what they even mentioned. They go, it's the staff. So yep,
that's why they did. That's right. Artem, after both trailers, more excited about. Oh, we did that already. We just did that one. Didn't we just do it? Yes. All right. Next one. And that is from Darren Wright. Jurassic World versus Transformers. I'm Jurassic World all day. I love the Transformers better. Like the Transformers, the movies though. There's only 3 movies out of the Transformers movies that I like. Which I guess shouldn't say actually
kind of the same as Jurassic.
Kind of the same, but I guess that which bad ones do I dislike more? And I think it's Transformers. Because there
is no perfect Transformers movie. Jurassic Park is perfect.
You're wrong.
Bumblebee.
I don't know if Bumblebee's perfect, but the Transformers 87.
You like that as much as the 95, the original?
The movie?
Yeah,
the
original Jurassic Park to 87 Transformers.
86 Transformers is the movie that is to me it's the perfect Transformers movie. I love that movie. Judd Nelson, Orson Welles. I mean, come on.
Phantomator must be having the time of his life hearing you say that.
I'm sure. Well, he always tells me that how wrong I was with Transformers 1. Mad Sinister McCall, do you think Kendrick will diss both Drake and the president at the halftime show? I would just to get the publicity, and I can't stand the left or the right.
I mean, in the sense that he's probably going to play all right. I don't think he's going to actively say anything. And then I think the question is, cover this on Blurred Breakdown. Come check me out. I know we haven't done the plugs yet, but there was a decision that needed to be made by the Fox and the NFL about whether or not they even let Kendrick do Not Like Us, because Drake is out here being so happy that they don't want to get swept up in like, see, you enabled him. So we'll see if he even does the song at this point.
Roper thinks Drake is showing up. I said there's no world that happens.
No, he's in Australia on tour right now, wearing sweatshirts with bullet holes in them and smoke coming out the back, singing that
and bright blue cowboy, like his cowboy boot, like look at me attention outfit. I would be so embarrassed to be a Drake fan.
No, Shay, Christian, Sam is such a sweet woman. She really is. I actually teared up watching her reaction. That is hands down the best reaction I've ever seen. I got it almost like I'll go through it. I got to show you guys like when Tony got stabbed by Thanos, it broke my heart the way she reacted to it. Like it broke my heart because she loves Tony, and I say to her at one point, because at the end of it we were watching, she's like, oh, when Tony got, I go, yeah, because if he died you wouldn't be able to handle it. So I said to her, so I'm like, setting her up for failure. But anyway, so she's great. She really is the best. I can't wait. She's coming over in a little bit to do Ant-Man 2. G. Colby BYP rewatched Incredible Hulk before Brave New World, and I'm still not a fan of that movie. I just find the narrative and characterization pretty lacking and hollow, and the VFX has aged poorly. Still bottom 5 for the MCU for me. I'm one of the few people that loves that movie.
I really like that movie. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like it. I think it was well done.
It was a really great Hulk movie. It has not gotten out of the basement of Sam's list yet. Sam is still
she's shitting on it.
No, not shitting on it. She just has it as number as the last one. It is the last one. All right, let me show you guys this because you'll both feel the same way that I did. Let me bring this down. This is that moment, and it was like my heart broke for her. Here it is.
Oh, damn.
No.
You have to respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember.
She was devastated. Absolutely devastated.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, she was devastated. So it was It's a really good reaction. So
I need to watch how she is at the end of the snap because that's the same reaction. Holy crap!
She was she couldn't get through the post when we were doing the post. She started thinking about Spider-Man. She started breaking down again on that.
Oh God!
She's really attached.
Mr. Stark. Oh,
I think Fantastic Four will make $1 billion globally because it's one of the few half dozen MCU films people have wanted post Avengers Endgame, and it's before Avengers 5. Maybe look, if it's good, it absolutely has a shot to do it too. There's no doubt about it. People want Marvel to be thriving again, so it's possible. Shay, dude, can you imagine if the Infinity War reaction was the one that had the Guardians file error? Oh, don't even start. Holy crap, man, that would be heartbreaking. I wouldn't be here right now.
Couldn't you recreate seeing that for the first time? Like that's
you can't.
I wouldn't be here. I just would be huddled up into a ball. Yeah, because now I hate that it happened. I wish it would have happened to a worse movie, but like I hate that it happened to Guardians. But I'm glad it happened a little earlier on. I know how to not make how that won't happen again. But man, that was brutal. Joe Hendo TV Fantastic Four trailer surprised me. I think it'll be better than Superman. All right, hey man, you could be right. We'll see. I mean, people are going to be comparing the two for sure. Dancing Dog 60. Think Depp will ever do another Pirates film? I do. Yeah, I do. I think they're going to be knocking on his door after the next one. You guys think? Yes, no?
I think it's possible. I mean, I think Disney's definitely looking to play the hits. It feels like.
Whoa! I just got tweeted at. Apparently, Boda Mayo has put out a statement about Marvel and Disney about an hour ago on YouTube. He has put a 30-minute.
Oh my God.
Explanation. 30 minutes.
It's 29:59.
He's following Liefeld's lead. Yeah. Jake, really tempted to watch the Infinity War reaction now, but I think I will wait for the unedited cut. There's just too many good moments. There are a lot of great moments for sure, and I would suggest you watch like Lord of the Rings. I would watch it with the footage in there for sure because it's done really, really well. But I'm gonna put that one. I'll probably, maybe they don't have to be in order, I guess, on the Patreon and membership. Maybe I'll just put Infinity War, the non-edited version, up on membership and first and on Patreon.
Random question, just because I'm your unedited, you straight up like just full blanket everything, right?
So I basically go from the movie. This is the reason why I haven't been able to do it a lot, because the one thing I want to do, I like to put a time code in the footage and then cut out any dead air leading up to it. Mm-hmm. And then once it starts, just let it run all the way through so people can watch along with it. It's just the time. I just don't have any time to do that because I have to do, when I get off the air here today, I got to shoot something for the UAP channel. I've got to make 2 thumbnails for Katie Sackhoff's Clips channel. And then I have to shoot the reaction with Sam. So the question is, when do I get to that? I don't know if I'll be able to do it today.
Katie and I finally got to sit down professionally, man. She's the coolest.
Who is? Oh yeah, Katie. She told me that she was in there for was it for DC?
Yeah, for Watchmen. That's an upcoming episode. She's the best, man.
Yeah, she's great.
The only other reason why I was asking is then, do you cut some of the reactions out that you guys have during the thing?
Not for Raw. You mean during you're talking about
during the edited one, you cut some of it out, but Raw has everything.
The edited, some of it you have to cut out for copyright stuff. Yeah. C Black. I really think you guys are underestimating Fantastic Four. Hey, you could be right. Well, only time will tell. Shay, my issue with Fantastic Four is Thing's facial expression seems like he's lacking in movement and expression. I feel like Korg was much more expensive than Thor. I don't disagree with you so far, but we haven't seen the movie. Mm-hmm. We just saw the trailer, but what we've seen thus far, I agree. All right, this is casual. I feel like we're going to get a lot of these super chats for you guys as the predictions. Jurassic World Dominion, 675 million international. You're a crazy person. Fantastic Four and Superman will probably dominate domestic, but Jurassic World will likely win. Oh, wait.
Just international, not worldwide. Not worldwide.
Okay, you're not a crazy person. Superman will probably dominate domestic, but Jurassic World will likely win worldwide total. Yes, I could agree with. I thought you said overall. So yes, you're not a crazy person after all. Well, you might still be. I don't know you. Elusive Rock. This monster. If Matt Shankman ever even remotely taps into the greatness of that story, Fantastic Four will be fantastic. Stay sweaty. Thank you, Elusive Rock.
That is an incredible story they nod to in the TV shot. That's very this monster.
That and I did not know this. You're telling me that the King of the Sweaty he was like co-directing part of the Venture Brothers at one point? Because I'm doing a rewatch of the Venture Brothers, and I randomly was like, John Schnepp, what the like I freaked out all of a sudden. I did not know that.
Dude. And Metalocalypse was his.
Yeah, did you ever watch his documentary?
Mm-mm.
You got to watch his documentary. The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. Okay. Ballsy. I love the Infinity War reaction. Thank you. You should tell Sam just to wait a year for Endgame like the rest of us. Not really. I want to see that yesterday. Yeah, I know. I told her that at the end of this reaction. I said, look, there's two things. One, the one thing that she had, that the disadvantage for her is when we saw that in the theater, we all got a chance to go, oh my God, what the hell did I just see? 3 seconds after she saw it, I'm going, what'd you think? You know, so she had that disadvantage, but the advantage she has is that, well, we all had to wait a year to see the next one. She's going to watch it next week. So, yeah, no, let me ask you guys a question, because I'm on the fence with this. So she hasn't seen any of the other Spider-Man movies, right? I think she saw like a bits and pieces of the Tobey one when her kid used to watch it. She doesn't remember any of it. We're going to watch those leading into No Way Home, obviously. I was thinking after Homecoming, or not Homecoming, after Far From Home, jumping into those movies and then going into WandaVision. Because I feel like if I do those movies right before No Way Home, she's going to see it coming.
Yeah, I get a little gap. I mean, we waited 20 years.
I'm saying. So you watch those movies as like, because then it's like, that's like, you know, what, 5 movies that we knock out. We take a break from the MCU, we go there, and then we get into WandaVision after that, because then she'll be like, she won't really know why we're watching it. If I put those right before No Way Home, she's going to see it coming.
That's what I do.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I mean, Korg's face seemed to be more expressive in Thor. You could read the comedic facial moments on his rocks, but Ben seems a little stiff. Shay, I get it. We just got to see again what happens once it actually comes out. You guys are at 113. Any other day, that is huge.
Any other day.
Right now, you're about 120
away.
112, I think, right?
Just
How many people watching? Everybody put in $1 right now.
I know.
You can feed a koi for $1 a day.
Sergio C beat Roca. Roca's not even on the. Roca's not even in the.
He's not even in the contention.
George Kosotis. Thank you, George. Shay, make sure you let us know far in advance when Sam will join a live one. I'm going to skip paying my mortgage and set up all the support. # Sammy Guns. I also put # superstar Sam. It's just a matter of when I can get her in here. She's busy and she's working, so she's like rearranges her schedule to try to get in here in general, and the live time is hard for her. C Black Snyder said Marvel thinks they have a hit with Thunderbolts after test screening. Sentry for a Super Bowl trailer. Oh, we're going to see Sentry? Is that the question?
That'd be a good way to get comic fans hype and to get people like, who's that? Like, that's not a bad idea. And the super parallels are interesting.
Maybe. But yeah, I think the Thunderbolts is going to steal the spotlight this year. I think quality wise, not money wise, quality wise, I think it's going to be the best out of the 3.
I honestly think so. I think you have the makings of the fervor that you got out of the Guardians, and I think that they're really gonna steal it.
I think so. All right, Stuart Blackie. Hello, I work in a kitchen right now, and seeing The Thing cooking was very relatable. Do you think people are focusing on IP or on relatable characters for films? Love and support. I think some people focus on IP and others focus on characters. I think it's much better when you actually care about the characters. Obviously,
I think The Bear showed us how much we love relatability. I think a lot of things are too shiny and polished, and that was art, but also relatability. So I think the goal is to make IP relatable.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is I think the studios focus on IP more.
Yes,
but I think people prefer the characters.
Totally. It's me, Steve-O. Chances we see X-Men cameo and Cap. Also, Fly Eagles Fly. Stop that. Yeah. So as far as the X-Men cameo, no, but I think we're going to get a lot of nods to. Oh, not. I know we're going to get a lot of nods to Adamantium.
I think there's another mutant in Cap, but not an X-Men.
Yeah. Shay. Also, Winston and Coy, you're two of the coolest dudes on the internet. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts, opinions, and personal stories.
Not Christian being salty.
You guys.
Two of the coolest.
Two of the coolest guys. The Poutlaws here. You all know where the gym's at? No, fine, I'll find it. Thank you, Paolo.
I don't know if I get that one.
He just comes in. It's
I know
like
it's supposed to be like alternate Roca, but I didn't know if Roca said something about the gym earlier or something.
No, he's just saying he comes up with a bunch of different crazy shit to say about 116 right now as we get to the next one, and that's Go Pal. How did Jean Grey's uniform end up 90% flesh tone? Is it? I don't know.
I guess like the sides are kind of like 80s spandexy. I think it was supposed to mirror like the fitness outfits of the time, but I think of it as being slightly different than the skin tone, but I see it.
I guess, and then a lot of and I feel like a lot of the stuff going forward, she really is always rocking like her Phoenix outfit, but then her standard just kind of Jean Grey, it really is just side boob, just like
Clip Champ Razor. Thinking Wanda serves Molecules Man role from Hickman's Secret Wars? What's the chance we get Miles Teller as the Maker?
That Wanda idea would tie nicely into what I was saying about a 2-act structure, like 2 films needed. I also think introducing Molecule Man, you'd have to do it really soon. Like if Malkovich is maybe Molecule Man, but I don't think he is. But I think that's a really good call. And Miles Teller's the Maker would make so many very specific people happy, but I don't know if they got it. But that'd be so dope.
That would be cool.
Haskell. Hey, gang, I know this is Capes, but can you make an exception and play the 13-second clip Tom Cruise posted of a stunt from Mission Impossible 8? If no, I'm going to have to give you that. You're not going to. I'm not only because it's Capes and Cows, but also I don't want to play copyright, the copyright game right now. But I'll look at the stunt because I always like when they post those stunts. Jim 1, thank you, Ed. Superman could beat Jurassic World domestically, but could have a tougher job overseas. I agree. He seems as U.S. patriotic symbol. It may not even release in China. I mean, that's why I think he's going to have a
and the lawsuits. I mean, they got to sort that out. But I forgot about that.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll fix that out. But I agree. Jurassic World is set to be the best, the biggest box office winner. C Black. I think the Avengers will reboot after Secret Wars, probably, and that's why you gotta have a really good team though if you want me to not root for the X-Men. Because you want to get into that movie, you don't know who to root for.
Yeah. Oh, Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah. Right now, I'm rooting for the X-Men. If I don't know who,
sight unseen.
Yeah, the B Squad. I mean, yeah, sure. Give me Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey kicking ass over who the hell's that? I don't even know who that is.
The key to doing that is the same thing that was key in Civil War, both the comics and the movie, is you need to understand that both sides are correct, except one is more correct than the other. And the minute one side goes too far, that's a wrap.
Andre, we got Infinity War 10 years later with Thanos. It should take time to build everything. Need to finish multiverse main story while making us love X-Men first. Then think of how to do X-Men versus Avengers. I think that eventually that's what they're going to do. I don't think you can get X-Men versus Avengers for
like 10 years. Yeah, that's going to be their end game. That's the next wave, phase 3.
If I had to guess, it will be happening throughout all of the phase. Like that is probably the name of the phase, if not like Mutants Emerge or something like that. And so your final blow up is the final movie, but I think you'll have little, the whole time.
B-Town, love the Dream Team show every Friday. Thank you. If you could only pick one live action comic book movie to show a friend, which would it be? But live, not in the MCU, just in general. Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark Knight
it depends on the friend.
Yeah, it depends on the friend. Dark Knight or Winter Soldier. Those are the two that I would.
If they like westerns, Logan. If they like action, Winter Soldier. If they like really cool 80s movies like Heat, Dark Knight, because that is like I think I'd have to get a read on the friend. Yeah, but I really love showing people Spider-Verse. I know you said live action, but
that's good. All right, Sun Tzu. Winston, you got a choice in that one?
Kind of what Coy said. You got to bend to who the person is.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I had another one of those muffins. They were good. Sun Tzu.
I showed my fiance and I watched Penguin. That got her to watch the Batman, which got her to want to watch more stuff. So
there you go. Sun Tzu. What's up, gang? Bold box office total prediction: Superman 75 to 850. Okay, that's not too bad. That's where we're at. You're a little lower than us. F4 790 895. Avatar 3 800 950. No chance. That's too low. That's too low. And Michelle and Michael, the Michael Jackson bio, 1 billion. I don't know if you
got bolder.
Yeah, what is that?
That's an It Got Bolder. We're all like, yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if you can laugh it off, but I don't think it's. And plus, the fact there's also I don't even know if it's going to come out because of the controversy. They've got to reshoot the ending.
They got to reshoot all of Act 3. What also my follow-up question is, what is the greatest a biopic has done box office wise? Even if it is a Michael Jackson.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. But billion's tough, but he doesn't make a point that falls on deaf ears when it comes to. He's got a lot of fans. He's got a lot of fans that'll go see it, but not if they have that ending they have right now. I'll tell you right now, there's no world where that makes $1 billion with the fans. They're not going to be happy with that ending. So we'll see if they're going to change it. Mr. Nerd Fantastic, who has a tougher time with Vulturemites, DC or MCU?
If we're talking movies straight up, then I would argue probably the MCU. Or I guess, I'm sorry, if we're just talking like the actual comic places, I would say Marvel would have a harder time than DC, because DC is, there are obviously gods in Marvel. Everyone in the Justice League is essentially a god. Like you're slapping around Viltrumites in DC.
Yeah. Did you say the same, Coy?
I agree.
Yeah, okay. Brian McGovern, do you think Marvel will go back to making their post-credit sequences have meaning again? Quite a few that have gone nowhere, and no news of them paying off. I think that there were some that they were trying to make work. Like you look at like the Blade one that was in was it Eternals? There was the one that they put it in. I guess another one in the Eternals was the Harry Styles thing. We were trying to make that pay off, and then that movie just didn't do well, and they were like, oh well, we have to like shift. And there are other ones that just didn't pay off. Not all of them are going to pay off.
Okay, Avengers at the end, the Young Avengers assembling. It's not a post credit, but that end credit I think is the one that's going to be the biggest payoff.
Yeah.
Real quick, I was just curious. It looks like the highest grossing biopic at this point is Bohemian Rhapsody at 910 worldwide. So
that's
maybe
more than I would have thought.
And that's Queen.
That's more than I thought. Yeah.
That's Queen. So Scott Horowitz, can you fly the West Coast group to New York for a live show? I'll tell you what I would do. It depends on, and first of all, it depends on which show you're talking about. If you're talking about these guys, then you'd have to do one show here where I'd have to raise it. I have to say, okay, look, and because you have to fly them out, you got to put them up at a hotel. You got to figure out a way they're going to get here. They kind of have.
I'll sleep on your couch. That's fine.
Everybody's sleeping on my.
Yeah. I also have family in New York, so that's not.
Right.
That's not
well, either way. So we'd have to figure out like, hey, you guys want to see? We'll do we can do a fundraiser on it to do a whole thing of flying everybody out and put everybody up. That's, yeah, it's expensive enough to just do these shows. So,
but we're willing, but it would be a whole thing.
Yes, it would be a thing. Go Pal. That's a line from the movie Crimson Tide with Denzel and Gene Hackman. Scuttlebutt at the time that was Tarantino was a script doctor who added that. Oh, see, I'm telling you, Go Pal is an infamy. He's Google. I'm going to call him Google from now on.
I love this because I just thought you were talking theoretically, not specifically, and now I'm very happy to know I can watch Denzel say this.
All right, let's see. Here we go. So, Go Pal in the movie, who sailors fight over Kirby Mobius? Oh, I see. Okay. Kevin Fraser, happy Friday, gents. I wish Spider-Man had a week-to-week release. Give it time to cultivate an audience and grow so more people would see wonderful. Yeah, I know that's a lot of these things. I wish that they would do this stuff, man. The week-to-week is crucial for show's growth. And for
the show is so good, and there's so many episodes that have so much weight that just gets whoop on to the next, and it's such a shame because the show's great.
Yeah, go ahead.
Follow up real quick. Sorry to keep bringing stuff up, but apparently the Boda Mayo thing was what he posted on his OnlyFans a few months back that he charged people for. He just re-released the video on YouTube for free.
Okay, let's see. Next one here is Sean Zimney. Christian, you as excited as I am about Spielberg's new movie called Disclosure? Yep. Also, Age of Disclosure doc is premiering at South by Southwest this year. Well, Sean, I say this. Two things. One, you know me well enough to know that I am excited for it. Two, that second question means you don't watch my other channel. Because not only did I report on Age of Disclosure the day that it was announced, I also had former Air Force pilot Ryan Graves, who testified at the hearing on the show, confirming that he's in Age of Disclosure documentary. So, Sean, I would highly recommend go to Down to Earth with Christian Harloff and check out that channel because every day post new videos. Hoodwinks Final Destination Bloodline teaser has has me more excited. It's been 14 years. Yeah, people are loving that trailer. Huh? I didn't see the
Really
trailer.
are.
Was it good? Good trailer?
Yeah, and the franchise, I love that franchise. Like it's got the right people excited.
I can't watch it anymore, bro. I don't need to remind me that everything is trying to kill me.
Yeah, I know.
Just because you live in this country in 2025.
All right, let's see. Next one is Ian Davis. Reactions with Sam are so much fun. If you had to choose, who would be your MVP character from Infinity War Endgame? Can't choose Cap or Iron Man. Well, I mean, it's clearly Iron Man. But outside of that, who's the MVP? I'll say Ant-Man. Ant-Man is crucial to all this stuff kind of working with the quantum physics and the things that he does and how he finds them all, and he's able to kind of let them know, and he gets everything started with Tony making. I'd say Ant-Man's probably
Natasha
too. It's a good one.
You just got to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, you got to make that sacrifice. That's true.
Thanos.
Yeah.
He's not technically wrong. In order to have a good story, you got to have a good antagonist.
And he's so compelling in that they make you go, I don't agree, but I understand where he's coming from. That's impressive writing. I'm going to go Thanos.
Hilarious. I was completely out of brain fart before, as I see in the comments, for Mad Dog Russo is a very famous New York personality on the radio. It's been forever. My friends and I used to listen to him all the time. So I don't know why it just went right. I don't know who that is. It's a fighter. Hilarious. Armando. I know he's the New York radio personality.
I thought it was like Bellator or something.
He was on ESPN also. Armada, wondering why Marvel got the director of Cloverfield Paradox to do Cap 4. Makes no sense in the world of wondering what have you done lately. I'll tell you what. The directing so far in the clips, not the best. Not the best in the clips. But again, it's clips.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Armada, Mad Dog's the sports announcer.
That's right. I know Mad Dog. Wait, what was the first question about him?
It was something about Mad Dog Russo, and I just went right over my head, and I was like, and I would just kind of, I don't know who that is. And I was like, of course I know who that is. Steph Diagnostini, aka Marvel Man. Chris D'Agostini. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
That was so funny.
He wrote it out for you.
I was trying to get it. He's telling me. D'Agostini. That's easy. All right, there you go. D'Agostini. There's no world without you telling me how to do it that I'm going to get it right the next time. Is how you pronounce my last name. Koi's got the Green Arrow vibe going on. Great look. Yeah, that is. You absolutely do.
D'Agostini. All I can grow.
Got it.
Genetically missing these spaces.
G. Colby. Despite the mixed bag quality of Phase 4 and 5, I still say the MCU were also hit or miss in 1 and 2. We just don't have as much content. I mean, there. I don't know about one and 2.
Oh, that's the first of a second.
I know what he's saying, though. I understand. But I understand what he's saying. That there weren't enough movies to really judge as much because there were so many in these. But like, there was still a through line, and I don't think there were as many hit and misses as you say. Casual Scroll. When we get a Wolverine cast in the MCU, do you think we'll get a flashback with him and Captain America in some historical time period? I mean, they could. It's just a matter if they're going to spend the money to get
Evans.
Yeah, to get Evans. Okay, let's see. Next one, Haskell. Christian, dude, you being a sports fan queen, not knowing Mad Dog. I know. It's not. I know exactly who it was. He's listened to them all the time. I used to call him to the show, to be honest with you. But I don't know what happened. I just brain fart. Of course I know who he is. Stephanie Litz, Dochi for Storm, at least for the soundtrack.
For the soundtrack, too short, and I don't know if she's an actress. I stand by.
No more artists, musical artists has given him a test on iconic roles. Don't do that.
Yep.
No. Blue Milk, Jeremy Allen White would be a great Wolverine. Yeah, he would be. I think he absolutely would be. I'd love to see him. He'd be great. And he's shorter too. Joe for show, make it 75 muffins and we might have a deal. Maybe. Jacoby PY or close BYP. I got it close. Iron Man, Avengers, Winter Soldier, Guardians are the only great ones. And the rest are either enjoyable or mid, maybe trash. Cough Dark World. Well, I disagree with you on all of that. I don't mind Dark World, and I definitely don't think it's trash. I think it's you compare it to some of the other stuff that came out in the last like 2 years. It's Casablanca. But yeah, there's some really great movies out there for sure.
Yeah, you're leaving out a lot. The first Ant-Man is actually really good, especially because we got the heist film of it all. That's why people were so like, what happened in the second one? Are you going to leave out? Oh, he's talking about just 1 and 2 though. Not 3. Okay. Yeah, leaving out Ant-Man is strange. I think that's really good. I think Iron Man 3 is better than you're giving it credit for as well.
Definitely. C Black, can Fantastic Four capture the Incredible fans? Maybe.
It did the first time.
It did the first time. Yeah,
I feel like people went into Incredibles knowing they loved F4 in their own way.
I saw Comic Batman is dating Joe Chill's daughter. I don't know what the hell.
Yes, it's absolutely ridiculous.
In the comics, Batman is dating the daughter of the man who killed his parents, which is certainly a way to get back at them.
All right,
stick it to the man over and over again,
bro.
Kobe BYP. It wasn't until Phase 3 where the movies were, for the most part, consistently good, minus Ant-Man 2 and Captain Marvel. But that's just me. Yeah, I don't agree. I disagree with you. But he said that's just him.
I respect that.
That's why I respect that very much. So that's his opinion. TY. Who would y'all cast as Iron Lad? Caleb McLaughlin?
I do like Caleb McLaughlin, the kid from Stranger Things. I think that's a solid pull. I like that kid.
Screwface John coming in hot. After Lawry suing everyone, Kendrick doing Not Like Us will hit like the NWA doing F the Police and straight out of a Compton movie now. Oh, and I'll be turning up and flipping furniture over at home.
That's amazing. Hey, I did a reaction to his single Akadiddy. He's got bars. Screwface has got bars.
I like every word of this tweet, so I'm in.
You should watch Screwface's channel, Corey. You'd love it.
You really would, man.
Yeah.
This is a great commercial for me right here.
All right, let's see. Thank you, Screwface. He's always so much support. He's the best. Clay Titus, I think that the Thing should be bigger because if we ever get Thing versus Hulk down the line, he would look tiny next to him. Thoughts? Yeah.
He's still human. I think the Thing is bigger than the average person, but he's not the size of the Hulk. They fight, but that's always a showing of their strength, not their size.
Okay, let's see. Next one here is Anthony Roybal. Winston, tell the Dallas Mavericks that thank you for giving my squad Luka Doncic. I feel sorry for you, Mavericks. And Coy, did you get K-Dot tickets? Well, don't worry, Winston. You become a Lakers fan now. You're big.
I figured you'd make that comment because you're still salty that y'all couldn't finish the job over in the World Series. But no, I have been devastated.
You're a Rangers fan.
I am a Rangers fan. But my point is I'm devastated right now. I have been insufferable and inconsolable the entirety of this week, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, honestly.
That's fair.
4 seats from my publicist as a wedding present. I'll be there.
Nice. TY. What artist would you like to soundtrack Fantastic Four? Just give me
Michael Giacchino.
He's talking soundtrack though, not score.
Some fun 60s, stuff to feel of the era, but maybe with a little bit of it's retro futurism, so maybe just playing with the tone a bit.
Joey Pedras, what are the lesser known teams like Guardians do you think would transfer well to the MCU? I don't want to see anymore. Right now. They're not in the same place that they were in when Guardians came in to do that. They were in a much better place. They need to stick with X-Men and stick with Fantastic Four and spin off all of those characters and stay away from it. So the answer for me is I don't care. How about you?
If they're building towards X-Men, I think lesser known team that might work is Alpha Flight, because then we could do stuff with the X-Men and have a team that rivals them without having to do a lot of actual, they wouldn't need their own movie, but it could be an opposing team. So that's the only way I would kind of go.
Yeah, I'd say Factor.
Okay. I am Jax 12. Now I need a Cape's reaction to Sam's reaction. Yeah. Okay. Next one is from Casual Fandom. Also, Jurassic World made more internationally than Batman v Superman total run. I think we're all more excited for Superman, but the Jurassic World franchise is huge overseas. It's the overseas thing that's going to get it.
That's part of it, but also don't do that. You know damn well Batman v Superman was not a good movie, so at a certain point it just lost legs.
Yeah, that's also but that same argument can be made for the Jurassic World movies. They're not good movies either. Chris Kraus sent the email for the course idea. I hope it works for you. Thank you, Chris. I'll take a look. Nerds Engage. Kanye's comments. I got nothing. Happy Friday, guys.
Ooh,
I don't even know what his comments were. All I know is that he paraded his poor wife around to look like she was trapped in like a cage.
I didn't know about that, but
you didn't know about that when she.
I knew. Well, I've seen all of his tweets today. They're horrendous.
I
But he's
didn't
doing
see
the same thing he's been doing for a while. He goes on tirades right before he drops a new album.
Armada, if you show Sam the early Spidey films after Far From Home, she might wonder why J.K. Simmons is in Far From Home and the Maguire ones. It's true. When I show, wait, is Far From and the Maguire ones? So what should I do? I should show her those first. Well, when I show them, then still got to. I mean, it's going to be. I'd have to show them eventually. After
I think he means no, maybe Far From Home, but maybe they meant no. Yeah, okay.
When I show him after Endgame, show. She's still going to wonder why he's in both. I'm not really sure. Maybe what you mean. Corn Emperor Winston. I'm a huge Lakers fan, and I don't understand how we landed Luka. Will he be in the MCU now or the DCU? You deserve it. You really do. You really deserve it.
I deserve what?
Everybody coming after you for this.
Why? In what?
Why do you deserve it? Because you're not a real Dodgers fan. All right, Armada. Over under 40% Eternals are in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Under.
I think some Eternals show up.
You think some?
Yeah. I think some.
Okay. Tiptoe Cloud. Great show as always. Thank you, Tiptoe. I am Jax. Into the Spider-Verse is the best comic book movie ever. Flag planted. It's
certainly one of my favorites of all time.
I'll give you that. I can give you part of that argument.
Yeah, I'm going to watch those with her too. Tyler Brecken. Will Winston claim the Super Bowl winner as his number 2 team?
All right, look, you guys can keep making these jokes if you're going to get us over Roxy. You have approximately how many more questions we got, Christian?
Not many. We're almost done. What if Downey's Doom is a secret variant of Kang from Armada? I mean, possible, but probably not. Armada and not the real Doom like Mandarin. Yeah, I don't think so.
They do that again, and they paid him $90 million or whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna get pissed off. Andre, speaking of Rob Liefeld, have you heard any news about the Spawn movie? He's one of my favorites. No, I mean,
not in a while.
Not in a while. No, and I think you're thinking of
Todd McFarlane, who works with Rob a lot. I mean, the Image, they founded together.
Right. Maybe that's why. C Black. Do we see Toby, Ryan, Hugh, and OG X-Men and Secret Wars? Yeah, I do. I think we're going to see a lot of them. I am Jax 12, Christian Con, bring them all in. Yeah, and that'll be the last show because I'll be bankrupt. Space Jesus. I'm curious, does Superman age like normal humans? I think he does, doesn't he? No?
Because of the regenerative abilities of him, he far outlives everybody. And the best example to see it in modern time is both. I want to say you could go and look at the Dark Knight Returns. You could look at Batman Beyond. Like, he always is going to outlive everybody.
But he aged from high school into.
It's around when his powers started to fully kick in from all of bringing in the radiation, and then that's when
you doing what Coy does normally. You're just selling something, but you don't really know.
That's Coy. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I mean, that's.
The 2 examples you gave are perfect examples. There are Elseworld stories set in the deep future where he's just Superman. So canonically, he is aging slower at a point.
All right. Zeus Fleming, surely late to the show. Coy, what comic run or single issue got you into comics?
I got Spider-Man number 2 from 1990 by Todd McFarlane, of all people. When I was 2 years old, as a birthday present for my 2nd birthday, they thought it'd be cute to give me a 2, and I started with that comic. So I guess technically Spider-Man 2.
Space Jesus, what would you all prefer Chris Evans to return to the MCU? Variant, Nomad, or the original MCU? Personally, the original MCU version, but he's not going to.
Yeah, I'd run. I love what one of the audience members said last week about run time through him, the way they did with Scott during the experiments, and then just bring him back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Zeus can't stay for the show. Just wanted to support. Thank you, Zeus. Joe for show. You guys, iPhone or Android? iPhone for me.
iPhone.
We're running down. This is
Derek.
Tail end here. Derek coming in hot. Scott Horowitz again. Thank you. I recently rewatched The Flash and think what bothered me was the story. Do you think if they did season 1 of the show as the plot, if they might have done better versus Flashpoint, simpler story? Yeah, I just think they just didn't have an idea really because they were connecting it to Snyder's thing and the way it was just that whole time it was just hard to put together full stories. So there was some stuff in that movie I thought worked.
I liked Ezra acting opposite Ezra a lot, so we would have lost that if we didn't do Flashpoint, but the whole thing just didn't land like we wanted it to.
Alex, I really hope that you still have Sam watch Ms. Marvel and Agatha, as I feel they will hold more weight for the future than something like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Personally, I would love Jared Leto for Mr. Sinister, but think Gosling could work too. Well, I think Mr. Sinister is going to be Javier Bardem. I think that's going to be a lock. But I think that, I don't know yet. It's just a matter of, I just get nervous putting in that kind of time and then nobody clicking on. Like, look, I like watching Squid Game, but to be completely honest with you, I'd like to watch it on my couch and just be home watching it. But like now I'm locked into it, and I know nobody gives a shit, but I'm still going to do it because I want to go from start to finish, and I don't want to bring Sam in here because look, and also I'm not paying myself. You know what I mean? Like it's like a budget. I got to have Sam come in here. I got to pay her for her time. And then is that going to be worth it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will tune into it. I have no idea. Spidey Sensei 72. Really thinking about adding to my Spider-Man sleeve tattoo. Do any of you guys have ink? If so, what do you have? Corey, you do, right?
No, I got a bunch I want, but I haven't started it.
Oh,
my God. Yeah.
What is that? Is it a Dodgers tattoo?
It's your mom, actually. It's all the time. It's all.
What? This is, we don't do mom jokes on here, because if you want to do mom jokes, there's one guy that can do a mom joke. There's one guy that can do a mom joke. You know who it is, Corey.
Is he copywritten?
Okay, you want to do mom jokes? You want to do mom jokes? Hey, you want to do mom jokes?
What's up?
Let's do mom jokes, baby. You ready?
Go for it, man.
Nah, I like your mama, and she like me.
Hey, man, big balls. I heard your mama was the village gerbil that everybody passed around, boy.
Richard Gere style. All right, let's poor Richard Gere. All right, let's what
You'll never escape that legacy.
No, and especially if it was 100% not true, poor bastard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what a horrible room. They even put it in Scream, for God's sakes. All right, let's see. Next one. And this is Armada. Christian and Matt, Sarah, and Piscopo interview. I don't know what that means, Armada. Not sure.
I think he's saying he wants an interview with the three of you. He wants
Matt,
God. Sarah with.
Oh my God, that would be crazy. How old should Professor X be with this younger cast? Depending on how old Magneto is. Same age as Magneto, right?
Yeah, that's more important. The two of them is more important than the ratio to kids, as long as he's older.
Yeah. See, here we go. I completely forgot it already. Let me see.
The ghost to me. The ghost to me.
I was going to have it, you son of a bitch. Really? I had it. Steph, DeGhostiny, Marvel Man. Try again. See if you remember it. I would have had it without Winston's help. Winston's being a real son of a bitch today. Thank you. In honor of the Luca trade, thank you. What MCU would you like to see most in the DCEU role? Hey, Hugh Jackman. Be fun. No?
DCEU or DCU, as in like going forward?
Sebastian Stan for me.
Sebastian Stan would be a good one.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, Ian Davis. Christian, you made a lot of pivotal decisions for your channel that have had huge successes. How did you know that the Sam reactions would work? How do you know when a pivot will work? You never know when a pivot will work. You just got to trust your gut, right? As far as Sam, I knew that the audience, if they gave her a chance, would love her. That's what I knew. And I knew that with Marvel, that if actually she's never seen them, that people were going to want to experiment there. I really highly recommend and hope that people also will click on other movies they have with her. You know, they did the ones that we did, Alien, we did Warrior, which did very well. But I hope like you learn Tina's coming back in to do more, and when Sadie comes back to do more, you guys click on those too, because they're both big personalities. So it's just a matter of just believing in your gut. Armada, just kidding.
J.K. Simmons, he's explaining his thing with Far From
No,
Home.
I know he's in the post credits, but that's what I'm saying. Is that if I show her it now, the movies, she's going to see it and go, "Oh." Like either way that I show, I guess I don't understand what he's really asking. Do you guys know?
Just the confusion that she might have of seeing Far From Home first and not getting why everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's J.K. Simmons from the film before." And then when you go and watch it back in 2002, wait,
So
why
what
is
are
J.K.
we
Simmons?
saying? Watch the Spider-Man movies after Endgame? I don't know, maybe you could do that. You know what? Maybe you could do that, because then even if she thinks, "Oh, are they going to," and if she thinks they're going to show up in Far From Home and they don't, then it's like, "Oh, why the hell do you?" Maybe Hippo Nipple. Do Marvel nipples have its own version of Kick-Ass? Do Marvel Comics have its own version of Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass is a comic, but he's not Marvel. It's Mark Miller who writes at Marvel sometimes, but it's
He's
his own
asking.
thing. It's
He's asking if Marvel has its own version of Kick-Ass.
Like a character that's like
Yeah.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Not really. He's more of a commentary on Marvel characters than a Marvel character.
Corn, follow and heard blurred. I wasn't dissing Winston. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Should have been. Landon Sousa, I am a 9th grade English teacher and freshman. Are what you expecting? And freshmen are I'm a 9th grade English teacher and freshmen are what you'd expect nowadays. Could you each share how you guys were as high schoolers? Love it all. Landon, I would just say this. You wouldn't have wanted me in your class. I was an asshole. As far as a class clown asshole.
I had a tendency to be very like chameleon like in that like I played basketball, I was in the theater department, I like was a part of like the website building club, I played Magic, I was like out here like causing trouble at the mall, just like listening to hip hop and hollering, just like I was all over the place.
I drank a lot and worked a lot. I had a job already and I had already discovered whiskey. I like stopped drinking twice by the time I graduated high school.
Good Lord.
Boston's I regret some of those things, but it made me a harder worker because I survived.
Casual Scroll, rank the villain performance. Heath Ledger as a Joker. That's number 1. William as Green Goblin. Collins number 2 for me. Willem Dafoe. No, Anthony Starr is number 3, and then Willem Dafoe is 4.
Heath Collin.
Yeah.
Anthony Dafoe. No, Dafoe Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony.
Heath Collin, Dafoe Anthony for me as well.
Suge Knight 323. Yo, fam, it's been a while. After watching the Infinity War reaction, are you still okay with Hulk getting worked by Thanos and never got his back? Yeah, I am actually. I think it works really, really well in how he did it. And like I laugh every time he goes, "Well, screw you, you big green asshole." It kills me.
I think it works for power scaling. I still like it.
All right, next one. Jim 1. Bo DeMayo's video going scorched earth on Marvel. I guess we got to go check that out afterwards, huh? C Black, do we need Doctor Strange 3? Time runs out before Secret Wars. I don't think we need it. Armada. Spidey. What is that? Spidey 4 or Doctor Strange 3 in between Daredevil and Star Wars.
Prediction. I see.
Prediction. And Star Wars. Said and Secret Wars.
Which one? Okay.
Spidey 4 will be right before. Yeah.
Spidey 4.
Spidey.
Yeah. Okay, just a couple left, guys. And then we have Alan Smithy, James Watkins, and talks to direct Clayface for DC Studios. He directed I thought we had somebody for that. He directed Speak No Evil and Woman in Black. What do you guys think? Thanks. I liked both of those. So yeah, that's a good choice. It's a real good choice.
He's such an enthusiastic dude. I interviewed him for Speak No Evil. I think his love of movies and his love of horror would be great for Clayface.
Yeah. Screen Crush said you can see the Watcher in the Fantastic Four trailer. Thoughts?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Can you?
I didn't catch him.
I didn't catch him. I mean, you have to look. Where? I am Jax 12. Show him the Sam snap. I need another fix before Tuesday. Well, they got to go soon, guys. I don't want to keep them on for that long. And then Zach Mine talks movies. I know you're dreading it, but I'm looking forward to Sam's ultimate pause it moment in Love and Thunder. Yeah, I'm sure she will. We're trying to fix. Sam's been texting me when she's supposed to come in tonight. And she got work called her in, so there's a possibility that Ant-Man might get pushed to Wednesday. We'll have to see. But right now, that's it. You guys, any other day, and this is like you guys are gonna catch, but 156, which is hell of
156 and lost.
You lost by a lot.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. 156 and like no world will ever have 156 and got smoked. Today was 156 and got smoked.
We did our best.
You did more than best. It kept us on the air till 2:15 for 2 hours and 15 seconds. Anyway, but because of that, Coy, tell the good people, where are you? What's going on? Give yourself a big plug here.
Hunt me down at Coy Jandro on YouTube. I'm also doing a lot more social media because I'm working with somebody to run my social media. So hunt me down on Instagram, TikTok, all the places. But on YouTube later on today, I'm doing a live stream of my favorite comics of the last 2 weeks. I fell a little behind. Also going to be talking a little bit more about that Fantastic Four trailer. And starting next weekend, we've got Captain America, non-spoiler and spoiler, plus Paddington, which I'm actually looking forward to a little bit more because I love Paddington so much. So all those reviews on my page, hunt me down. I appreciate it.
Winston, how about yourself, my friend?
You can find me at youtube.com/theswaggyblurred. Come on over, say what's up, watch the Blurred breakdown and a lot of other stuff. I think what I'm going to actually do today, I need to go run an errand to the new apartment first. But when I get back, before I get back to packing, I think I'm actually going to go live this afternoon and watch this boat, do a live reaction to the Boat of Mayo video. So if you guys want to come and watch it together, we'll go through all of it. It's about 30 minutes long, so I imagine we'll be on the air for like an hour to an hour and a half. But let's break this down. I'm very curious to see what's going on.
One more time. Here we go. Steph Digostini at Marvel Man, or aka Marvel Man. I got close enough, right, Winston?
Sure.
Right. Thank you for being
Also,
here.
thank you to everyone for that through in to get us to 150. Like, it really means a lot.
Yeah,
to you guys. Like,
I'm
thank
telling
you.
you, this is a win that everybody would be trying to catch up with and missing miserably normally. And I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. This is the impressive thing about this. Roxy and Roca had the overwhelming support of Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson came in to help a little bit today. He probably was busy. But he had the overwhelming support. And they had overwhelming. So you guys had the normal support from everybody today and got pretty damn close. So impressive as always. You guys are a formidable team, to say the least. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Really appreciate that.
Christian, real quick.
Yes.
Sorry, people are. I just popped in the comments. People are asking when. I will let y'all know. I will tweet it as soon as I am almost home, because I just got to see how long traffic takes me to get to the new apartment and back. So my guess is probably within an hour to hour and a half.
Perfect. So go check that out. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found here. Please, if you haven't checked out the Infinity War reaction, please go and do that. We will have that Ant-Man one out. It's probably not going to come out on Tuesday, unfortunately, because we're not able to shoot it today, and I thought we were going to be able to. So we'll get it out. We'll get 2 out next week for sure. So be on the lookout for those. I got my Squid Game reactions. I have Captain America coming out. I'm supposed to see Paddington tomorrow, but probably wind up seeing that when it comes out in the theater and doing it out of the theater reaction then. So for Winston and Coy, thank you guys, as always, for being here. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.